Meerut to the CDE and hands-on workshop on artificial intelligence and its role in dentistry. To all the participants who have joined us, thank you for your enthusiasm and your commitment to learning. Swami Vivekanand Subharti University was established with the dream of making self-confident and dynamic young people who are not only professionally competent but also fully aware of their duty to the society and the nation. Swami Vivekanand Subharti University has been granted Grade A by the NAAC. The university that houses 18 colleges offering more than 220 professional programs is one of the premier universities of the country with an international acclaim for its highest academic standards, diverse courses, distinguished faculty, varied co-curricular activities and state-of-the-art infrastructure. On behalf of Swami Vivekanand Subharti University, I welcome you all to this CDE and hands-on workshop. We take a moment to acknowledge the visionary leadership and unwavering support of the founders of Subharti University, late Dr. Mukti Bhatnagar ma'am and Dr. Atul Krishna sir, and to our esteemed Vice Chancellor Major General Dr. G.K. Thapliyal sir, whose dedication to academic excellence inspires and guides our institution forward. A special thanks to the dynamic and visionary CEO of the university, Dr. Shailraj ma'am, whose innovative leadership and forward-thinking approach continue to elevate Subharti University to new heights. Subharti Dental College and Hospital, under the dynamic leadership of our esteemed Principal and Dean Dr. Nikhil Srivastav sir, is committed to excellence in dental education, research and patient care. Our focus on holistic learning shapes them into skilled and compassionate dental professionals ready to make a positive impact on oral health care. Artificial intelligence or AI is a field of technology that is not only transforming industries but reshaping our daily life. In healthcare, AI-powered tools can help doctors diagnose diseases, develop new treatments and provide personalized care to patients. While still evolving, AI is becoming a valuable tool in modern dentistry also. Therefore, Department of Oral and Maxillofacial Pathology and Oral Microbiology organizing this CDE and hands-on workshop on artificial intelligence and its role in dentistry. Without much ado, I would like to welcome our esteemed guest speakers from All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Delhi. I would like to request our respected Principal Sir and Dean Dr. Nikhil Srivastav Sir to welcome our esteemed guest speakers with a sapling. We welcome you, Dr. Vivek Nair, sir. It is now my privilege to invite Professor and Head of Department of Oral and Maxillofacial Pathology, Dr. Vijay Vadvan, sir, for introducing this CDE and hands-on workshop.
Jai Hind everyone. A very warm, pleasant good morning to one and all. And I welcome you all to this special CDE program, and this is the first time I think the AI is being covered in our dental college, and believe me, AI is the future, and future is very, very rosy. And one thing I want to tell you today is that you are going to be one notch ahead of your contemporaries, because you are learning something which your contemporaries are not. Their loss, your gain, and I hope you utilize whatsoever we have tried to. This is a meager attempt from all of us to organize this particular CDE, and it's for the benefit of right from first year to the interns, even the postgraduates and the faculty members also. So please make full use of our CDE program. Please take something, don't go back empty-handed, and that doesn't mean just take the folder away. You can leave the folder here and walk out, but please take some extra knowledge which your contemporaries are missing out on. And I would like to thank our principal, sir. Sir, your constant urging is the one which always pushes me just do my next job better than the last one. And I hope I am living up to your expectations, sir. It's like and this is one person I cannot refuse anything for. Thank you so much, sir, for always urging us on, and because of your vision, we can see, and believe me, once you move out of the dental college, find out where Subharti stands as compared to its contemporaries. I would like to thank our speakers who on a very short notice they accepted my invitation. Thank you Dr. Bharat, Dr. Anubhuti, Dr. Vivek for being here, and I hope you will be able to deliver the goods to the student what they are hoping for. And last but not the least, my faculty. I am just sitting on the chair and I am just looking here and the task is already done. It's like Dr. Preeti, Dr. Swami, Dr. Rolly, and even my postgraduate, Dr. Nidhi. They are always on their feet. They know कि पता नहीं कब सर क्या पूछ लेंगे. They are already doing the task and sir हो गया है already. Why do you want to ask again and again? So फिर मेरे को ही शर्म आ जाती है क्यों पूछा मैंने दूसरी बार. So it's like they are always working continuously hard and striving for the excellence. They are stopping nothing short of excellence, and believe me, who are attending the CDE workshop of our department for the first time, those who have already attended the previous ones, they will know that what we are capable of. We are capable of holding something as the only department, not the only, one of the very few departments in the country which has hosted the national conference. We have hosted the postgraduate convention of our specialty, and with only 4 faculty members, and all of them are sitting in front of you. And hats off to them for their continuous excellence and continuous working and always being on their feet. Thank you so much. Above all, thank you, dear participants. I never expected, I thought first I ordered for 70 folders, then all of a sudden next day I ordered for 100 folders, then I ordered for 150 folders, and then that Shiva stationery fellow told me, sir एक बार तय कर लीजिए आपको कितने folders चाहिए. Thank you for your overwhelming response, and enjoy your 4 hours of this learning with us, and I hope it will be fruitful for all of you. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. It is now an honor to invite our respected Principal and Dean Dr. Nikhil Srivastav, sir, to share his thoughts and address this CDE in hands-on workshop.
Jai Hind, very good morning to one and all here. First, on behalf of Subharti Dental College and Swami Vivekanand Subharti University, it is my proud privilege to welcome our keynote speakers, the young fellows from All India Institute of Medical Sciences, who are going to deliver some very important topics. The talks on that topic, maybe they will conduct some workshops. I always keep telling, currently in India, 28,000 students admit every year in the graduate course, that is BDS. So if you put together, so close to 1.5 lakhs students are at one point of time they are studying dentistry in India. And if you compare this with the postgraduates, so we have a 7,500 seats. So that means for 3 years you have 22,500 students who are pursuing post-graduation at one point of time in India. But unfortunately, if you see the academic activities in the form of continuing dental education programs, the postgraduate conventions, the conferences, all are focused towards updating the knowledge of 22,000 students, not the 1.5 lakhs. And all these 1.5 lakh students, they are confined to the classroom teachings and maybe some lab work, that's all. That was the main reason which is stuck in my mind, and then we decided, no, why can't we hold something exclusively for the undergraduates, because they are actually deprived apart from only the classroom teachings. So then we decided, okay, we will conduct the continuing dental education program exclusively for the undergraduates, and we call it as a UG CDE. And in Subharti, in every department conducts one continuing dental education programs in a year. So we land up finishing 9 CDEs, and apart from these CDEs, I just want to apprise you as a speaker, we also organize 4 value-added courses. The topics are usually not covered in the curriculum. So our undergraduates, they are bound to participate in minimum 13 activities, the dental education program activities in a year, which I think is a remarkable step what we have taken. And this particular program is nothing but an extension of what we thought. The idea is very clear that the classroom teaching, it has a limited success. We all know about it. Because of the policies, because of our very rigid timetable, we cannot tell you in details about the topics. because the council has given, and then even the university has given the certain time period to cover the particular subject. So you can't, we cannot teach you in detail about everything. So that is why these CDs are very important, because now for 1 full day or 2 full days you are going to be exclusively involved in one particular topic. This gives you an upper edge compared to the other students. So that was our intention. Choosing this particular topic, I am very happy, and then I must congratulate the Department of Oral Pathology, Dr. Badhavan, and then all the members for selecting this particular topic and selecting very able and appropriate speakers for this. Friends, AI is not a very new thing in dentistry. It was introduced in 2010, if I am not wrong. These people will tell you in detail. But for last 15 years, it has never been taught. It has never been included in our curriculum also. As a result, the students are not very well versed. Even the faculty members are not very knowledgeable about this particular topic. However, the future lies in AI. AI is everywhere, right? My son is studying computer science. He is in VIT Vellore. And these people, they just work day and night for AI. And when he talks to me, I feel very ashamed, because he has a special interest in neuroscience. And the AI in neuroscience, now he is studying that thing. And then when he talks to me, despite of, so much of teaching experience and then study, I feel personally that probably I know nothing about this AI. So this particular CD is the first step for your introduction to AI. And I'm very happy, and again I said that we are privileged to have a very young, dynamic professionals and experts who will speak to you, who will tell you about their experiences, the work what they are doing, remarkable work what they are doing. And as Dr. Vadman said, that you people should be interactive. It should not be a one-way traffic that these people will keep telling and then you just listen. It has to be a by-way topic. By-way conversation, please interact with them, clear your doubts, and at the end of today's CDE, I expect that you people should be able to take away some very good message and start, using these AI into your clinical practice. Then the purpose of this CD will be solved. So be very interactive. Whenever you feel sleepy, you can interrupt the speaker, or you can just go out, relax, have a cup of water, cup of tea or some water, and then come back. So be very attentive. It is a very important topic, and depending upon the feedback, I tell you the speakers, after the end of every academic program, we always take the feedback from the students, and depending upon the result of this feedback, we decide whether to continue this topic or we should change this topic. So we have a mechanism, and I hope that all three, I think Dr. Varun is joining online, this is what, and Dr. Bharat, Dr. Anubhuti, and Dr. Vivek, they are here. So a very warm welcome, and thank you very much for being here and updating our students, and of course we also will gain some knowledge whatever you are doing. So thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir. Without much delay, it's my privilege to introduce our first guest speaker, Dr. Varun Surya sir, who will be joining us online. He is currently designated as an assistant professor in All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Delhi. Sir has completed his graduation from Maulana Azad Institute of Dental Sciences, Delhi, and post-graduation from Government Dental College, Mumbai. He had also done his JRship and SRship from Maulana Azad Institute of Dental Sciences, Delhi, and worked as consultant pathologist in Oral Pathology Research Center, and also worked on many research projects. He also have a fellowship of the Indian Board of Forensic Odontology, as well as he always have many publications in reputed journals. So let's join an online lecture with Dr. Varun Surya sir.
We are working on ethics last 24 years. We have started in 2002. And whatever we have learned till now, all the students, first of all, thank you for having me. We are working on ethics last 24 years. We have started in 2002. And whatever we have learned till now, so AI and its role in like when discussing AI. We are dentists and doctors concerned about AI because AI in of the diagnosis leads to a faster time. It supports treatment and these are all for the nowadays. So this is the most common type of most serious platform, the AI. So AI is like an umbrella. Under this umbrella we have the network, we have is our generative. This is the last week in which we can write hyper-realistic videos. An example of generative any model, they will choose the appropriate algorithms. For example, you want to model on images, you want to make some AI models, along with the expert, that will provide. The point is that right now there are a lot of online courses going on. How they will going to teach doctors and health providers. So we should be beware of the online courses. We should first scrutinize content and then proceed with the. I personally have Accredited, and most of the time I just disappointed because whatever expected from them they have not done in the course. So this is how the entire just to give a glimpse of how to apply AI in the field and to take a order. Then how you can use AI for the benefit. That is the goal for us. To make AI models.
Our second workshop coordinator is Dr. Anubhuti Sood ma'am, currently serving as a consultant in an ongoing National Task Force project of India MIDAS project, wherein she is overseeing development of benchmark datasets on oral lesions and the associated ecosystem for enabling artificial intelligence-based solutions. She completed her senior residency from All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi. She has a plethora of publications to her name. And the next workshop coordinator is Dr. Bharat Raj sir, consultant AICOE. He completed his PDS from Mahe Dental College and Hospital, Puducherry, and MDS from GDC, Puducherry. Recently, he completed the course on good clinical practice. He is also an editorial member of Pondent, Puducherry's government authorized dental journal, and of JOPAI AIMS New Delhi, government authorized dental journal. He has done many research projects and publications and also awarded for the best presentation. So I would like to request our esteemed workshop coordinators to begin with the hands-on workshop.
This session to be really interactive, right? So my aim for today's workshop is to make artificial intelligence really uncool, okay? Absolutely uncool. So I had the privilege of listening to our principal, your principal actually, Dr. Nikhil, and I learned that a lot of people are intimidated by the term artificial intelligence. Okay, so AI models, they are generally made up of a lot of layers. You start with the basic one, and once you get a general understanding of how to develop an AI model, you can go as advanced as possible. Okay, so today, since this is just a one-day course, so we are going to go on with the basic AI model. So what exactly do you require for building an AI model? The first thing that you require is a research question. Research question just doesn't pertain to any scientific knowledge. Like, for example, I want to develop an AI model on cancer, no cancer, or dysplasia versus no dysplasia. It just doesn't pertain to that. What I would absolutely recommend for students of your kind is that for your first AI model, go with a very fun AI model, something that you enjoy. For example, for my first AI model, I took up images of my younger and my elder son and I fed it into the AI model and asked it to decipher that which one was which. Okay, so it was a very fun AI project for me. So this is something that I recommend for all of you. Choose something for your first AI project, choose something that is of your interest, that is really fun. For example, you could just take up pictures of cats and dogs from internet put them in your AI model and ask your AI model to decipher which one is cat, which one is dogs. You can take pictures of table, chairs. Okay, so basically why I prefer image is that I have a lot of experience in image model. So that's my forte. Even though I have worked with the tabular or the textual data as well, but I find that images are so versatile. You can convert images into anything, into a spectrogram, into waves, into graphs, feed it into your AI model, even into a textual data, right? For example, if I talk about an image of a cancer, right? An ulcer. Let's talk about an ulcer in the mouth. Does everybody understand what an ulcer is? Do we have any first year BDS students here as well? Yes? And what about the third years? So what's an ulcer? Third years. A break in the continuity of the epithelium, right? So clinically we are all aware what an ulcer looks like, right? So if you take two type of images, one is an ulcer and one is not an ulcer, right? You take 10 images of ulcer, you take 10 images which consist of an ulcer, 10 images which are not ulcer, and feed it into the AI model, ask it to decipher, you will be able to get some sort of output, right? So your research question should be something that you are interested in. Something, what I would recommend, for the first one, it should be fun. For the second, third, and progressively so on and on, something that has a practical impact, right? Look, we are in a nation which has the term or which has been defined as a low resource country, right? So we are ahead in a lot of things. Most importantly, our population, right? The only one that comes second to us is China. So all of us, we are capable of building this nation in terms of our population. Okay, even the air pollution, even the pollution that is held in our country, it's not there in any other country. So I implore all of you to take up all this data and build AI models that could significantly impact our country. Okay, the tobacco habits that we have in our country, you will not find it in any other country, and that is our advantage. Okay, so whatever AI model you build on it, it can be scaled up to build an application or a web interface, and you can just project it for the government of India. So imagine an AI model that is coming out of Subharti has been integrated into the National Health Program. Okay, I'm sure many of you will be vying for that, and it is a wonderful opportunity. Okay, to tell you the truth, in the last 5 years, the government of India has pumped in 10,300 crore rupees in the field of AI. Okay, it has come up with a national strategy for AI, India for AI mission, AI for India mission. So in the next 10 years, even from job prospects, you are looking at a lot of jobs that are coming up in the AI. And why are we unique? Because they are looking for AI experts which have a health professional background. Okay, for example, the Ministry of Education launched a project comprising of 330 crores in which they were willing to pay the AI health professionals up to 60 lakhs per year. Okay, so I would like all of you to go back and reflect on these opportunities that are coming up, and it's up for grabs for anyone. So apart from the clinical aspect, I would really implore all of you to develop this acumen of yours as well, so that you have an alternative pathway. Okay, I'll be very honest, from what I have seen in my experience, not a lot of us open clinics, right? So this is an alternative pathway which is extremely insightful and interesting. Okay, so do keep your eyes open, keep your ears open, because the future can be anything. Okay, all of us have used ChatGPT, right? But there are several other AI models that are available. So what is ChatGPT? ChatGPT is nothing but it is built upon this data that Google had in its store. Google has been collecting data on all of us. Google or Meta has been collecting data on all of us. It used all of these vague random questions and answers that we have been asking on Google, used that, developed ChatGPT for us. And almost, I think nearly all of us would be using that ChatGPT for solving a lot of our problems, right? So that's an AI model, nothing else. Okay. So before I digress, let's move back to what else you need to know on. The next is language. Now, with regard to language, I'm not speaking the regional language, Hindi, English, and so on and on. I'm talking about the computer language. Now, there is no getting away from the fact that AI models are built on computers, right? So, you need to become well versed with the language that the computer understands. There is no shortcut to it. So, you need to learn either Python and preferably R as well. Okay. So Python is the language upon which most of the AI models are built on. Okay. However, even when I started in the field of AI, this was something that was a roadblock to me. It seemed like an insurmountable mountain that I cannot absolutely pass. I've had 10 years of experience in my own field, maybe 15 years now since I've done my BDS. So after 15 years, moving on to the field of coding was very intimidating for me. But you guys are really young. If I was able to learn it within 1 month, I do not think that you guys are going to have any issues. Okay? So main aim is, let's make neural networks or AI models uncool again. Alright? So the next thing that you need to know is the infrastructure. So there are a lot of questions that I get that for developing AI models, do I need a big high-tech computer with so much of RAM and so much of GPU? So is anybody here who's not comfortable with this jargon, computer language jargon? Does everybody know what is GPU? Is there anybody? Please raise your hands. It's okay, this is interactive. If you don't speak out right now, you will never come to know. Or I'm sure you will go back and search ChatGPT. But ChatGPT has wrong answers as well. So please do speak up right now. So I saw a lot of head shakes as well. So anyways, so what is GPU? GPU is nothing but graphical processing units. Okay. So GPU is kind of a very high-tech chip. That is, simple words, very high-tech chip that is there in your computer. And it allows you to process the data at a very high speed. Okay? For example, many of you must have experienced, बहुत सारे जब applications, programs open हो जाएंगे, your computer is going to heat up and it's going to crash. So then that is the time नया computer buy करो या फिर you get it repaired. Okay? So apart from that, you have issues with the storage memory and RAM and all that. But for artificial intelligence models, specifically image based or video based or audio based, your GPU holds a very important part of determining whether you will be able to build AI models on your existing machinery. Okay? So I am here to tell you, you don't need to buy any hi-fi laptops or computers or spend your hard-earned money into developing AI models. You can develop AI models right there on your normal computers. Okay? What you need to do is just have knowledge that there are external servers such as Google Colab, Kaggle, they are all available which have graphical processing units that they will lend you for some hours. Okay? They will lend you for maybe 4 hours, 6 hours, and after 24 hours they will be available to you again. So take advantage of whatever open source is available on the net. Okay? Be cognizant of the fact that yes, we are very poor. I admit myself that yes, I am very poor. I am from a low middle income country, so I am going to use whatever resources are available to me online. Okay? And has everybody heard of the term open source? What does open source mean? Use your existing computers to develop basic AI models. For advanced AI models, you need advanced data, you need advanced tech. Okay? Now please do not confuse developing of an AI model with genomic data analysis. Okay? So I know that a lot of people here are at an undergraduate level. I would just like to clear one fact, because this is where a lot of researchers or AI envisionists, they fail. They think that analysis of the omics data, omics means genomics or proteomics, or have you heard of these terms? First years? No. Okay, so you know that we have genes in our body, right? So we can do a lot of tests to determine that what is the, you've all done 12th, right? So you would know that every gene or chromosome or DNA is built up of how many, what is it built up of? Purines and pyramidales. So how many are there? 4. Can you name them? Anybody? Good job. Okay. So when we analyze the sequence and the structure of the genes, that data becomes genomics. When we do it for RNA and for the proteins, for the RNA it becomes transcriptomics. For the proteins it becomes proteomics. Okay. It's as simple as that. Okay. But the amount of data that comes out of genomics, transcriptomics and proteomics is extremely vast. Okay. How many DNA base pairs do we have in our body? Any idea? 1.3 billion base pairs, right? We have double the amount of RNA base pairs and proteins and so on and on. Okay, so that data is very large. So I need you all to not confuse it with developing of an AI model. That is one of the basic things that you need to learn. Okay, that is a separate field, and that's known as bioinformatics. That is something that is going to be dealt by Dr. Vivek, since he is working on those. For my part, I am going to stick to the basic AI model, something that you will be able to do as soon as you go home. Okay. Next thing that you need to know about is the quality control checks. Now, what are these quality control checks? So, there is a saying in the field of AI and research that your AI model is as good as your data that you feed in. Okay. For example, you have been following up patients of oral cancer. Okay. Or I'll even go even more simple. You have been following up patients who have been coming to your OPD and checking whether they are sticking to the treatment that you prescribed. For example, you told them, okay, you have to stop tobacco, okay, you have to stop alcohol. Every time they come back, for example, every 3 months they come back, you check whether they have been adhering to it. You note it down, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, right? So, however, the patient misses some of his appointments. Here, for example, he misses 2 of his appointments. So now you are dealing with missing data. Okay. So such sorts of discrepancy in your data is going to affect your AI model. Okay. That is what I meant by the quality control checks. Your data should be as good as possible. Okay. AI model is only as good as your data. So data is the king in the field of AI. In fact, I would like to give you a perspective. Everybody has heard of MIT? Everybody? Even the first years as well? That's amazing. So, what does it stand for? Massachusetts? Where is it located? Alright, so your first homework is to find out where the MIT is located. Alright, so it's a very, very prestigious institute which has been doing a lot of groundwork in engineering and in the AI field. Even they are competing with the Stanford and Harvard for taking their place, but they are doing very good work. Like for the engineers, that's like a heaven, a god-like heaven. Okay, so MIT did this study known as the Provenance Initiative study, and they found that previously a lot of data was available on Google, right? All these images were available, cats, dogs, medical data was available, radiographs were available, everything was available. But now, since the last 5 years, everything is disappearing from Google. Why? Because a lot of people have realized the importance of this data. So the data that a powered AI is fast disappearing from the Google it is fast disappearing from the free domain. Now, why is that happening? Do you know that you can sell data? Right? So, especially the medical images, we are all working in the field of, the medical era. So, this is something that is very, very important for you. The data that you collect is extremely valuable. So, better not to put it out on ChatGPT. Okay? The first thing that I also want you to know is that whatever you put out on ChatGPT becomes open access. It's available to Google or whoever powers ChatGPT. Okay? So be careful when you put out your data out on the internet. Ask it to do your statistical analysis, do something or the other, right? Even your own images that you ask it to change, or for the presentations, everything, it goes out for open access. It becomes immediately open access. Even your own information, you put your CV in ChatGPT, please prepare a small summary from this curriculum vitae, and that becomes open access and it's freely available to everybody. Alright, so be careful when you put all these things in ChatGPT. So coming back, data is power and the data is fast disappearing. You know why? Because data can power AI models, and China is the first one to realize this. India is following really closely second. So recently China released a very famous AI model. Anybody knows what it is? DeepSeek AI. So it was all rage. I mean, Twitter was absolutely blowing up, or X was absolutely blowing up with the DeepSeek findings and everything. But the DeepSeek, it has a bias. It does not answer questions pertaining to China, right? So, but DeepSeek has slowly become so powerful that it has become symbolic of China, right? So this is the power of AI model. I mean, everybody is talking about China. China has suddenly become really powerful even after Trump put so many sanctions on it, right? So this is the power of an absolutely wonderful foundation AI model, and I am here to tell you that you all can be a part of it. Okay, Google AI is looking for health professionals who have experience in AI models, and it's absolutely easy to make such AI models. Okay, so I'll come back to the next point, that is your data set. Now what is data set? Data set simply means the data that you will be feeding into the AI model. Okay, there can be very different types of data. You can have image based data, audio based data, video based data, then your tabular Excel forms, that is the textual data. It can be in the form of numbers, or it can be in the form of categories. Categories means your qualitative data. Anybody knows what is qualitative data? Fourth years would know this. Third years? Qualitative data means, for example, mild, moderate, severe. Okay? Anything that is not in numbers, we call it categorical data as well. Okay? So all these things, they can be fed into the AI model and they can churn out an output that you want. Okay? For example, in case of the text-based data, I have been collecting information regarding the tobacco history, that is the duration, frequency and amount of a lot of patients since an year. Okay? And now I want to predict whether they are going to develop any pre-cancer lesion or oral cancer. Okay? So that is very much possible with the textual data as well. Okay? All you need to do is follow those patients up for some period of time, and you got yourself some very nice bulk of time series data, and that's your data set, and you use it for making an AI model. Alright, so that's what an data set means. Also, you need to understand that the more complex you choose your data, for example, if I choose image based data over a textual data, I would require more amount of your infrastructure coverage to come up with an AI model. My GPU should be higher, my storage memory should be higher, my RAM should be higher. Okay? For students who are not well versed with this computer jargon, my advice is to go back and to just learn just basic definition, what is RAM, what is storage memory, what is graphical processing unit, because this is something that you will come across again and again, and there is no way to go out of it. Okay, so just learn at one point of time. The last is the practical impact, and we'll come back to it. So in short, the research question that you need to focus on, it should be specific, it should be relevant, and it should be feasible. Okay? Be very specific. Don't make it very generic. Okay? For example, your very generic question would be, how can I treat oral cancer? Okay? You are going to end up with a lot of patients who are having a lot of labels. For example, some patients get treated by chemotherapy, some patients have a combination of chemotherapy plus surgical resection, some patients have radiotherapy, some patients have chemotherapy plus radiotherapy plus resection. So you're going to have a lot of data, right? On your data that is not uniform. Okay? Your data should also be uniform. For example, in order to teach an AI model, you need to to give it a large number of examples. Okay, for example, I want to teach my AI model that this is an image of a boy and this is an image of a girl, right? Do you think that it will understand if I just feed one image to it, one image of a boy or one image of a girl? No, right? So you need a large number of pictures of boys, for example, around 1000 and 1000 images of the girl, right? Then you divide it. The first is the training data. Okay, for example, you say I'll use 500 images of boys and 500 images of girls, and I'll input it, and then I'll also put the labels. This is a boy, this is a girl. So now that the AI model is learning, okay, this is a boy, this is a girl. And then the next 500 I'll use to test it out, whether it's actually predicting it correctly or not. Alright, thank you Pushpraj for that question. This is one of the most difficult questions to answer, right? Basically what he has asked is that how much images or how much sample do I need to feed into my AI model for it to accurately predict that yes, this is the answer, okay? Now my answer is that it's different for different scenarios, right? So the condition that you are testing, is it rare, is it prevalent? It all depends on that. Right? Then it also depends whether you have got hands on the data or not, right? So you can make it, you will be able to build a preliminary or a pilot AI model with even 20 images, okay, even 20 or 30 images, but it may not be practical to implement it at a national scale, okay? So my answer is that you will be able to develop a model, but it will not have any practical relevance until and unless you feed large amount of data. Because what happens that when it comes to practical implementation means you are going to integrate into some sort of program, right? There would be a field जहाँ आप उसे employ करोगे, right? तो कहाँ करोगे? And the higher ups who are going to allow you to integrate it, they are going to ask you कि ठीक है, did you validate this? आपने कितने लोगों में इसको टेस्ट किया? आपने कितना डेटा इसमें फीड किया कि आप इतने कॉन्फिडेंस से बोल रहे हो कि हाँ ये जो मेरा AI मॉडल है ये बॉयज़ एंड गर्ल्स में डिफरेंशिएट कर लेगा. इफ़ यू से मैंने सिर्फ 40 लोगों में किया तो कहेंगे अच्छा 1 बिलियन पॉपुलेशन में से आपने सिर्फ 40 लोगों में टेस्ट किया. व्हाट इज़ द इंटेग्रिटी ऑफ दैट, राइट? सो व्हाट आई वुड से इज़ दैट इट डेफिनेटली डिपेंड्स अपॉन द कंडीशन, बट try to keep it, since this is a very basic example, boys versus girls, and you have a large number of population, maybe 1000 should be like kept a a bar. That's what I would say. But when it comes to the medical images, this is a very general type of model. When it comes to the medical images as in cancer and dysplasia, the images are very hard to come by. Medical images are rare, they are precious. So it is accepted that in case of rare data, you can go with low amount of data. Okay, for example, in case of radiographs, I have seen AI models that have been built on just 200 radiographs, 300 radiographs, right? So in the morning was talking about neuroscience, his son is very interested in neuroscience. I think it was very interesting because a lot of such endeavors are taking place at not just AIIMS, they are taking place all over the world. Like they have taken up brain scans, and then what they have done is that they have called a lot of specialists and they are annotating them, right? Now what do you mean by annotation? Dr. Varun had spoken about it. Anybody remembers? Annotation means labeling, right? Labeling can be done in two ways. You take an image, file का नाम type कर दो, ये है dysplasia और ये है cancer, ये है no cancer. The second type of labeling is annotating. Annotating means that you open the image, आप वो area mark कर रहे हो जहाँ पर wherever the lesion is present. Okay. So for such, these are advanced, जिसमें भी annotation involved होती है, those are advanced AI models and they have a higher accuracy and they are known as segmentation models, right? So they are very advanced. और segmentation models के लिए there is a very rigorous quality checks that take place all along. Okay. So even though they are outside the purview of today's discussion, I would just like all of you to just understand that how much time and effort it goes into building these segmentation models. Okay. Though I'm not discouraging you, go with the classifier models, yes definitely, but keep your aim high that I'll learn from this, I'll develop a pipeline and finally this is my aim. Okay. So coming back to the question, your question definitely should be clear, focused, and you also need to consider the practical implications of your research question. So it's okay for your first project, you are making a fun project, you want to learn how to do it, but future mein, why would you waste so much of your resources, time and energy if your AI model is not going to help out either you or your nation or anybody else? Right? You build an AI model to make your work easier. Right? The AI models, they're supposed to be clinical decision support systems. Okay, for a lot of people, they come around and they say कि AI तो हमें replace कर रहा है. This is not a Terminator movie that is going on. We are eons behind on that Terminator movie scenario. Alright? So AI is not taking over. AI is just acting as an aid. Okay, जहाँ पर आपने 1 billion population में इतना काम करना है, even when I'm sure you must be having community postings. जब आप villages में जाते हो, there is such large amount of population and you need to cover them in a single day. How are you going to do segregation कि मुझे इस patient को पहले देखना है और इस patient को बाद में देखना है? Your AI models can help you with that, right? You take your first years along, ask them, picture click करो फटाफट फटाफट. Your AI model will tell you high risk, low risk, and then the third and the fourth years can only focus on the high risk. सिर्फ उन्हीं पे focus कर दो, so that you can collect cases for your exams. Like that's a very simple example. So the second thing that we had talked about was coding and language. So do we need to learn coding? Yes or no? Very basic coding, right? We need to learn the language. Definitely, yes. Python कैसे work करता है, right? What does it mean? क्या signs language? Every language is different. R is different, Python is different, Java is different, C++ is different. Python is the language to go for AI models. ICMR, everybody, entire global researchers on AI work on Python. Okay, so please go for Python. Don't waste your time on any other languages. If at all you need to learn any other language, learn R, because R is very helpful in data pre-processing. Data pre-processing means आप अपनी data की quality improve कर रहे हो. Before feeding it into an AI model, you need to ensure that your data is spick and span. Now, language and coding are two different things. You need to learn the language, right? But do you need to learn that much coding of a computer science or engineering level? No, not really, right? What you can do is that you can learn the language. Okay, this is how it works, and then you can simply feed it into the existing models such as ChatGPT या Gemini पे आप उस पर टाइप करोगे, please give me Python coding for fraction of 2 integers. You will get Python coding there. Cut, copy, paste. Alright. So just it's all iterative learning, and once you start doing it, it becomes easier for you. You will be able to code by yourself when you start. But where to start now? How do we learn the language? Have you ever heard of Coursera? So Sir has heard it. Nobody else has heard it? Alright, Pushpa has heard it. I think he's the only one who's going to come out of this with one AI model. You've not heard of Coursera? Alright, great. So Coursera, I'm telling you, I'm very poor. So I have learned all these methods which are freely available open source, right? So Coursera is one place where you can actually learn Python, right? If you want a certificate for the course, then definitely you will have to pay for it. But if you do not want it, the learning is always available for free. So if your goal is to learn, go on Coursera, click on one of the Python learning courses, the basic courses, and you will be able to learn it. Okay? That's my honest advice to you guys. Now, what is this image that is there? Can anybody, the third years can recognize the first image? I think even the first years would be able to. Physiology. It's a neuron, correct. So why have I shown it there? Do you know what it resembles? This is the very basic of an AI model. So Shivasa was telling in the morning that since 2010s this AI field has exploded. So I would like to go just a little back. So the concept of an AI model didn't come in 2010. It has been existing since 1940s. In 2010, it exploded because the graphical processing units, they got really advanced, and we were actually able to build on the ideas which were existing since 1940s. So previously, the neural network theory or the perceptron theory, they all came back way back in 1940s. Professor Rossman and all these famous names, I'll not bore you with them. But these are like really long back, but they were never able to test their theories because they did not have that infrastructure. Okay, so it goes way back. So this particular, the first image, it actually depicts, you're right, it's a neuron. And the first theory that came out of AI was the neural network theory. It was theorized that if you give a large number of inputs to a neuron, you will be able to come out with a output, with one output. So they said that an AI model also works in a similar way. Your basic AI model is considered to be same as that of a neuron, as in the human brain. And then if you put large amounts of inputs, you'll be able to come out with an output. So what goes inside the neuron to come out with such an output? Nobody knows. Okay? Even we don't know how our brain is fully functioning, that it is able to come out with specific output or cognitive reasoning. So the same exists with that of artificial intelligence models, and those layers that are present, those are known as hidden layers. Okay? And those hidden layers, sometimes they are referred to as the black box. Okay, so I'm sure you must have read that there is a black box in artificial intelligence. Why people are so reluctant to use artificial intelligence? Because we do not know that how the artificial intelligence models were able to come out with the answer. The reasoning behind it we do not know. Okay, that is something controversial, just for you guys to know. So the infrastructure setup depends upon the data. I've already told you all about this, so I'll just move on. So just a gist, do we need GPU, really high working GPU? Do we need it? No. Where will you get your GPU power? External sources. Okay, preferably Google Colab or Kaggle. Just go there, make an account, it's freely available. Okay, use it as much as you want. 24 hours later, it is going to give you another additional credits. Okay, in Google Colab, you can actually collaborate with other partners. Just be careful if you are uploading your data set, because then that will be available on Google or on the open platforms, and they are, the privacy settings are such that they are able to use your data. So whatever you wanted to use first, they are always able to make better than you, because they have a larger team than us. That is the corporate giants. Now there are large amounts of platforms that are available, such as the computer terminals. The main computer terminal, you can use it for basically doing some sort of language processing, but I personally do not prefer it. You can alter your computer framework, and then that leads to crashing out of your computers, so I would not recommend it. I would recommend primarily Jupyter notebooks and your Kaggle, right? You can also download your PyTorch platforms are also available. PyTorch was previously very popular, still some of the people they prefer it, but nowadays most of the people they prefer Jupyter notebooks. Okay, so I would ask you all to go ahead and read about Jupyter notebooks. So why do you prefer Jupyter notebooks? See, when you are writing an AI model, you are writing a code, right? And when you ask your computer to run your AI model, it has a lot of options, right? It can either run a segment of code. For example, I have typed out half my code, and then I type, okay, enter run, and I ask my computer to check, okay, whether this code is running properly. Okay, so Jupyter notebooks, they allow us to evaluate that each code is running okay before you are able to write the entire code. Otherwise, what is going to happen? आप सारा कोड लिख लोगे, आप उसको रन करोगे, और आपको पता भी नहीं चलेगा कहाँ एरर आ गया है. All your time is going to be wasted. So what I suggest is you open Jupyter notebook, आप अपने काम define कर लो. For example, the first one is importing, you get the data set. मैंने download करना है cats and dogs की images. So my first code would be to download all the cats and dog images. Then I will run it and check it कि okay काम कर भी रहा है कि नहीं. Otherwise पता चले आपने सारा कोड लिख दिया, आपकी images ही download नहीं हुई. So now you go back, and it's very difficult to find out कि where your code went wrong, by the way, right? You keep on searching and iterating. So prefer to use Jupyter notebook so that you know where exactly did your code go wrong, so that you can edit it there in itself. Okay, you can spend months and months on editing your code. So make it easier for yourself. Then the next is the quality control checks. Now quality control checks are very similar to data pre-processing. This is just another name for them. If you go, then you will go back, you will start reading about it. You will frequently come across this term, that what is data pre-processing. Data pre-processing is nothing but you are preparing your raw data for analysis and model training. That's it. Okay, there are several steps to data pre-processing. I will not go into it. If you want, you can click a picture. I can share the PPT as well. I don't have any issues with that. So the other cogwheels that are present there, they're all part of data processing, data pre-processing. In fact, the time for making an AI model is much less in comparison to a data pre-processing time period. Okay. Is it clear till now? Yes. Okay. All right. So, Pakka? Yes. All right. So, what is the difference between raw data and processed data? Alright, so that is one way to look at it, definitely. So I think you are understanding the concept of raw data and the processed data in terms of data analysis. Okay. In terms of, please take a seat and thank you for answering. So in terms of AI model, what we mean by raw data is, आपका raw data जब आप निकालोगे, you will find बहुत सारी missing fields हैं. ठीक है, रॉन्ग वैल्यूज़ हैं, जहाँ पर नंबर्स होने चाहिए वहाँ पे आपने साइन डाल रखे हैं. ठीक है, कोडिंग नहीं हुई हुई प्रॉपर्ली. कोडिंग एज इन समटाइम्स यू गिव कोडिंग फॉर योर बाइनरी कोडिंग फॉर सम ऑफ योर वेरिएबल्स. जैसे कि मैंने कोडिंग दी है पेशेंट टोबैको खा रहा है या नहीं, येस और नो. तो मैंने येस और नो लिखने के बजाय 1 2 1 2 1 2 कर दिया है. राइट, आपने कोडिंग 1 2 1 2 की है, एक जगह 0 आ गया, तो दैट इज़ अ रॉन्ग कोडिंग. सो दिस इज़ वॉट इट मीन्स बाय रॉ डेटा. आपके रॉ डेटा में बहुत सारे एरर्स होंगे एंड यू नीड टू प्री प्रोसेस योर डेटा सो दैट आपका ये सारे एरर्स नहीं आए. अदरवाइज आपका AI मॉडल व्हाट इज इट गोइंग टू कम आउट विद? गार्बेज इन एंड गार्बेज आउट. एक्यूरेसी कम, प्रिसिशन कम, सब कुछ कम, एंड देन इट इज़ गोइंग टू फ्लैग दोज एरियाज एज वेल. राइट, सो पहले ही ये काम करना होता है. So this is the primary workflow of how your AI model works. You can see that you have the raw data on one side, right? Raw data will be pre-processed by you, of course, not by anybody else. You have to set your parameters. You are the king, you are the king maker. Okay, sorry, king is the data, you are the king maker, right? So you decide how your king is going to work, right? Then we move on to, after your pre-processing, you will have structured data that is ready to be fed into your AI model. Okay. Now AI model को sometimes online AI architecture भी बोलते हैं, learning algorithms भी बोलते हैं. ठीक है. So there are a lot of synonyms to your AI models. There is no need to get confused. Means one and the same thing. Okay. Our aim is not to become as proficient as the engineers, or to become very proficient in coding. No, we are not interested in that. We are interested in the final outcome, that is an AI model that is acceptable in a national health program, capable of making an impact on the population that we serve. Is that clear? So never compare yourself with what the engineers or the computer science people will be able to do. We will never be as proficient as them, and that's not our goal. Clear? You can take help from your brothers or sisters who are engineers or computer science, but they will always come back to you. You know why? Because they will never be able to understand the data that you have collected. They will come back to you, okay, what does this mean? What does this mean? What does this mean? So you are the king maker. Okay? Always remember that. Then after the learning algorithm, you get a candidate model. Candidate model is nothing but a pilot AI model. You have developed a pipeline. आपने चेक कर दिया कि ठीक है, मैंने एल्गोरिदम में 100 इमेजेस फीड की, मेरे पास टोटल 1000 थी, मैंने 100 डाल दी, ठीक है, काम कर रहा है अब ये. ठीक है. सो यू गेट अ कैंडिडेट मॉडल. नेक्स्ट व्हाट यू आर गोइंग टू डू इज यू आर गोइंग टू फीड एडिशनल डेटा इनटू इट, ताकि आपका एक्यूरेसी और प्रिसिशन इम्प्रूव होता रहे. राइट? इज दैट क्लियर? एनी क्वेश्चंस? All right, then I have one. What is the difference between accuracy and precision? Okay, so in terms of AI model, you're partly correct. So accuracy means कि आपने अगर एक फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर एक कैंसर केस है, आपने उसको कितना एक्यूरेटली कैंसर प्रेडिक्ट किया. प्रिसिशन मीन्स कि जितनी बारी आपने उस सेम इमेज को देखा, आपने कैंसर ही दिया कि नहीं है, राइट. सो रिप्रोड्यूसिबिलिटी ऑफ योर रिजल्ट्स इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो इसीलिए जब आप AI मॉडल बनाओगे, आपके पास एक एक्यूरेसी स्कोर आएगा, एक प्रिसिशन स्कोर आएगा, दोनों इंपॉर्टेंट है. ओके, ऐसा नहीं है कि एक बार तो उसने बहुत बढ़िया सा तुक्का मारा और दूसरी बारी उसने कुछ गड़बड़ कर दी, राइट. सो वी नीड हाई स्कोर्स फॉर बोथ ऑफ देम. So then you will deploy your selected model. Finally, you will have a golden model or the final AI model, and which will have certain applications. So I think this is already covered, so I'm just going to skip this. You need quality, quantity, of course, usability and scalability. Okay, let's come on to the practical impact. Now, when I was reading about AI models, how to develop it, this is the section that really caught my interest. Because baki sara jargon was like, oh god, this is too difficult, I'm not going to be able to do it. But when I saw the practical implications of it and how many people without any experience of AI were able to do so much, it was just mind blowing, and it was an eye opener. So one of the most impactful things that I saw was, there was a person named as Arnin Geslam, and what he did was, so on the image that side, what he did was that this is just a series of clicks and movement of the mouse. Okay, so on the basis of clicks and movements of the mouse, he created some random images. Every click would be your point. You can see those green and red points, right? So every click would correspond to a circle, and the movement of your mouse would be your would be indicated by the line. So he created several such images like that. He traced it on the paint and everything, and then he fed those images into the AI model. And you know what he was able to come up with? He was able to come up with analyzing that how many people are trying to do fraud, right? So he was able to make a fraud detection model using data sets of users, mouse movements and mouse clicks. And at this point of time, this AI model is patented in US, and that person he has created his own company and everything. He was previously working with Splunk, and now he is having his own blog, earning lots of money and everything. I'm sure money is a very important factor for all of us, considering that we are very poor. So I think it's a very important thing to recognize that yes, this could have monetary benefits for us, either in direct terms or indirect terms. Being famous also leads to opening of lot of opportunities. So if you develop any AI models, I would like to encourage you to put it out, on the public forum, LinkedIn, Kaggle, whatever you prefer. Participate in a lot of data set competitions. Kaggle, I know for one, has a lot of data set competitions. They just put out data sets, and then they ask all of the people to develop AI models, and then they give out large amounts of money, $100,000 and all these things. And then all these people, they go on to come out with their own companies, or they become entrepreneurs, or they get hired by any corporate giants. So that is something that you guys can explore as well. Then the next practical impact was, if you can see this image, now this was something that was very interesting, put out on Kaggle. What they did was they put out images of a driver who was in various stages of drinking, talking on the phone, basically violating all sorts of traffic norms. So they asked all the users to develop an AI model which would be able to detect all these traffic norm violations with the highest accuracy. And you know what happened? The model that was developed, it was picked up by Tesla, and it's now integrated into the Tesla car. Okay, so everybody knows what is Tesla? Who owns Tesla? Very famous ex-owner. Now this is something else that Tesla is employing, that Dr. Varun was talking in the morning. Now this is an advanced segmentation model, and it's based on object detection. Now Tesla it has a version of automatic driving as well, right? So what they did was that they clicked a lot of pictures of the streets, and then they trained the AI model in recognizing the trees and then the cars, and this is how it works. I don't know if the image is clear. Is it clear? You can see the cars that are in orange. They mark the cars in orange. the trees in green and all those things, and then they trained the AI model, and it had a very high accuracy. And so this AI model was again integrated into the self-car driving systems. Right? So these are all practical implications. One of the most practical implications on text-based data that I'm sure all of us be using is the Google Translate. How many of you have used Google Translate? So many of them. Okay, not so many. Nearly 40%. Okay. So that's quite a lot. Great. For the rest of you who have not used it, you are really far behind times. Please do go ahead and use it. So the Google Translate is one of the very famous examples of AI-based generative data. You feed Hindi में language input करो and then English में आ जाएगा, right? So basically after this I had actually planned a session on how you guys can yourself create an AI model. So how many of you have accounts on Kaggle or have Jupyter notebooks in your laptop? Jupyter? Which one? Kaggle, great. Have you participated? Have you done anything on it? No, so go ahead and do it. I think you have the sufficient information now. Anybody else? Since there is a paucity of time and opportunity right now, what I have done is I have created a handout and I have shared it with Vijay sir. Please do go ahead and take it from him. It's a step-by-step introduction of how to create an account in Kaggle or Jupyter Notebooks. Jupyter Notebook is something that you can download on your laptop and you can work offline. Kaggle will work online. Okay, so remember the difference between the two. For example, if you do not have internet access, you can just download the Jupyter Notebook, set it up in your computer, code till you are sure it will run, connect it with the internet source and then start running. Okay? If you do not want to connect it with the internet source and you have your own data in your computer, then you can use the GPU that is there in your computer, but be mindful that if you are using the GPU of your own computer, then it will hang, it will work slowly. So that is something that you need to be familiar with, right? So please do go ahead and do this, and also I have given a coding, a section of coding as well. It's a coding for basic cat versus dog model. Okay, very basic image classify model. What you can do is open your Jupyter accounts or Kaggle accounts, right? Enter one step of coding into each of the sections. So before each of the sections, I'll just tell you. Now if you see the image there, can you see this area?
Alright, so this area here, this is the coding block. Okay, so you just need to run this coding block and you will get the output here. Output means your results. Okay, so your Jupyter notebook is very versatile. Why? Because you have a lot of cell blocks there. Okay, now the cell blocks, they can run in two phases. You have the edit mode and you have the command mode. Okay, edit and command mode can be replaceable by using escape and enter. Okay, you need to learn the basics about how to use the Jupyter notebooks as well. So that is something on a to-do list of yours. Okay. So in the edit mode, you are allowed to edit the cell contents, and in the command mode, you will be able to run the cell block. Okay. So you can use your cell blocks in two ways. The first is that you can write down the code, and then below that you can also record of what this cell block is doing. For example, if you create a coding and you go back to it after 10 days, we are not engineers, we are not going to be able to remember कि हमने whatever coding we did in one cell block, what was it meant to do. Okay? So you can use the alternative space or the space down or above. For example, this cats and dogs, you can use this space to write what it was meant for. Okay? Or you can do it in the cell block itself by using the hashtag first. Okay? Whenever in the coding language, whenever you are using hashtag and then you write anything after it, it means that it is not a code. Computer will automatically recognize that this is not a code and it doesn't need to run it in the form of a code. It will read it just like a legend, a text. It's only meant for the user, not for the computer. Is that clear? So you guys can just,
go to the handout and then just run through it and see how it works for you. Okay. So this is the final result of an AI model. Generally, you put a lot of inputs into the model, you get the results, and finally you get your performance metrics. Performance metrics means accuracy, precision, a lot of others are also there, sensitivity, specificity, F1 score and all those things. But then anyways, you get your performance metrics. Now what happens after you get your performance metrics? For example, I got 67% accuracy of first time I ran the code. I got 67% accuracy, just 54% precision. Now what do I do next? Or what does my AI model do next? Now why this AI model or deep learning model, why are we so focused on it, so invested in it? We are so invested in it because it is capable of learning from its own mistakes. Okay? So after it gives out the performance metrics, what it is going to do is, it is going to go back to the areas where it went wrong. Okay? It's going to assign it specific weights as in importance. Okay? For example, it got a lot of cancer images wrong. So it's going to assign it weights, and then it is going to run again and again and again till it learns its mistakes. Got it? So that was a lot of, I think, data till now. So let's come back to the practical aspect. A lot of people are yawning. Do you need a break? Yes? No? Only 2 people don't need a break. The rest are in zombie land, zombie zones. Great. So I'll not go any further because this is very technical. So I'll just focus on the fact that I'm going to basically promote AI here now. So why AI? Okay? Because as I told you that with the approval of India AI mission, the government has invested nearly 10,000 crores in the field of AI. So this is the time to get those jobs that you have been missing out for. Okay? There is a lot of competition out there. So if you want to stand out, this is a skill that if you get familiar with it, you are going to become a totally different person. People are going to sort out. People who need fame will get fame. People who need money, they'll get money. And most of all, I find this field very interesting, and you can be as passionate as possible. So this is one of our articles that we came out with when nobody knew that what exactly AI is capable of doing. I am personally from the field of oral pathology, and I am absolutely biased towards it because we are the bridge between a lot of things, right? So people who are, since you guys are undergraduates, you guys can just go to this article if you want, and you can understand that why we are pushing AI so much. Okay? Being a poor country, we do have a lot of limitations, and this is one of the times where we can reach out, since the advantage that we have is our population, and population means large amounts of data sets. Right? So in India, the AI health market is expected to reach around 1.6 billion USD by 2025. There are so many people who are investing in AI, not just from India, investors from outside. Since China has come out with the DeepSeek model, there has been a lot of push from the foreign investors into India because they want to find a competitor to China. So that's why this is the time for you to reach out and take what you want. Okay? So just in brief, what we did, since Sir Nikhil sir wanted to know what we do at AIIMS and what we did in the last 2 years to develop our AI capacity. So we have now 4 PhD students at AIIMS who are singularly working on the AI field, because we need to really push this field, and not a lot of people are intimidated by this field. So at CDR AIIMS, we have a coordinating center for the National Oral Task Force project, the MIDAS project, something that I am part of. So this was a project which started all of it, and which was the seed for the AI grants and everything. So we now have a dedicated team for data curation, anonymization, annotation and data sharing. We have one extra, even though I have not put up a picture here, we actually have an AI lab for healthcare in CDR, and I would implore all of you to invest in it so that you can come up with your own AI labs in Subharti here as well. I think Dr. Vivek is going to talk about it. Dr. Vivek is the one who is handling the AI lab. Then we came up with MIDAS project, we were able to set up our own oral image repository or the oral image biobank. Now, since I am personally working on the image based AI models, this was particularly beneficial for me. We got other institutes, around 5 sports, to join us, and currently we have more than 1,50,000 images which we can make use of and develop a lot of data sets. And believe me, that is a lot of images, right? If you go online, if you search the most the impactful articles or the journals such as Lancet and Nature, you will find they have been developed on 10,000 image data sets, maximum 20,000 image data sets. So having that advantage in your hand it goes a long way. It makes you the pioneer of your field. Okay, so this is where you guys need to start. You're just beginning. Develop your own image data sets. Develop your or not data. If you don't want to work with images, go with videos, go with audios. Okay, for example, I know another team that is working in the radio diagnosis section in AIMS who have been working with audio-based data sets. They have developed a pilot AI model in which they recorded the conversation of the radiologist and the patients while they were describing the radiology reports to them, and then they transcribed it to Hindi and made an AI model out of that, right? So that is also something that can be integrated in the Hindi belt of the country. Again, a target is the National Health Program. So simple things like this, that's why I was asking about Google Translate. They use Google Translate, as simple as that. Use simple tools, build something great, freely available. Okay, so think in those terms, how the impact will be. Okay, this is something that came out of our labs. I know that you guys are all undergraduate students, but this is also one part. I'm not sure how much you guys enter into the foray of academics. This is a part and parcel of academics. For people who want to pursue academics, you will need to do a lot of publications. So building AI models is a rage nowadays, and every journal is looking out for publications that are there on AI models. So this is also something that you guys can help to build up your CV. Now, AI tools can also be used as DPGs, and that is the digital public goods. Now, this is something that came out of our endeavor, and that we are very happy to say that Dr. Vijay has also joined us in this endeavor of ours. We were able to develop an AI tool which was based on approximately 50,000 images of clinical images, just opening the mouth and asking the patient to open the mouth and just clicking pictures. Based on the tobacco habit and their clinical images, we were able to develop not just an AI model was scaled into a mobile app. Okay, so I'll just like to call Dr. Bharat to the dais to explain that, since he has been leading that initiative. Okay, he'll be explaining about it. And the next initiative that we are working on is the tobacco cessation chatbot, a personalized tobacco cessation chatbot. So the states that are initially now at this point of time that are covered for oral health screening via this mobile app, they amount to a total population of 694 million population. That's a huge number considering it's in India, right? So thank you so much for your patience. I've been jabbering on. I hope that you will take away at least 10% of it. Please do take the handout. It would be very beneficial. Do reach out to us. We will always be happy to increase our workforce in any way possible. And hopefully this has been a very informative session for you all. So this is my team that we have been working with. Last but not the least, Dr. Deepika Mishra. She is the head and the additional professor at AIMS. Dr. Varun Surya, you have all met him. It would be remiss of me to not mention the other technical partners, that is at IISc Bangalore, Art Park, ICMR, and most of all, he is my mentor at THSTI, Dr. Bapu Kondinya Desiraju. He is an MBBS and PhD in AI, okay, and he was the one who is a torchbearer for me. So I hope you can find someone similar to him that is a torchbearer for all you guys. Okay, so all the best, everyone.
Good morning, everyone. Actually, it's afternoon. Am I audible to everyone? So, I'm just going to show the tool that we have developed for screening oral cancer. So, do you know what is the main deficit of our country? Let's forget about AI. So the problem of our country is there is about one dentist per 10,000 population. So in rural areas, it is very difficult for the people to go and check up with the dentist. How many of you have attended OMR postings here? Oral medicine postings. Okay, interns are very few. Okay, once you go to your final year or third year, once you go to OMR postings, you will be screening the patients. Patients will be coming up with various complaints. So one among them is whether the patient has precancers or not. There will be lesions which we can detect just by the visual examination. So we developed the tool that will do this instead of a human. Basically, we ask the patient to open the mouth, you capture the image, and then immediately that app will tell you whether the patient is having a suspicious lesion or not. So why is it so important? If you see the oral cancer burden in India is almost 38% of oral cancer patients are only from India. Globally, 100% patients are there. Among them, 38% of patients are from India only. And they are always diagnosed at the later stage, and therefore the patient dies. Approximately about 219 patients dies every day. That is approximately about 9 patients per hour. So for the past 2 hours, among 18 patients would have died because of oral cancer. So the simple solution is for early detection. To detect that, we are going to use AI. I am just going to show you a video how to use this app. This project was developed with the idea that people who are not doctors, who are not healthcare professionals, can screen using this app, and they can detect the oral cancer or oral precancer, that is called as oral potentially malignant disorders. I will just show you the demo of this app. So this app is for oral cancer screening. This video is also a digital public goods. We will supply this to the trainers. Mainly we are focusing on ASHA workers. Do people know ASHA workers? ASHA workers, NNMs, ANMs. So they will screen using this app in every parts of India. So this is our projected trajectory, that is, this is our plan. And for them how to use this app, this video has been created. Everyone will be given a user ID and a password. Once you are logging into the app, we will collect the demographic details. I will show that in detail. And we are very glad that Vijay Vadvan sir is also a part of this whole project. This is a AICOE project, Artificial Intelligence Center of Excellence. And this project alone has a project value of 330 crores. Oral cancer is one of the vertical among them. So first step is we should find whether the patient comes under the inclusion criteria to be screened in this app. Patient should be 30 years above, and patient should have a current or past history of alcohol, smoking, smokeless tobacco, and eye contact. And also patient should be able to, if at all whether there is any lesion is present or not, that also we will be screening with this app. Mainly we have to get the consent. This is a very crucial step. Any patients, if you are taking images, I think who have attended OMR postings will be knowing, if you are taking any intraoral images, you have to get the consent form signed. If not, you are liable for the legal implications. They can even charge you, they can even sue you. In case of any these data getting leaked, or if any of the data of AI are getting leaked, then you are up to liable of 300 crores. So that is why these data has to be protected very securely. And also you always should have the consent sign. So once you start with this app, we are going to add a new case. So whether it is going to be in the hospital setup, that is the primary, or in the field setup, we have to choose that. And next one is you will be filling these other demographic details like name. I will just pause forward this video. After filling that, you have to mention the age of the patient. Age of the patient has to be above 30 years. And you will enter all the other details like mobile phone number, contact address. The next important one is habit history. We have to mention whether the patient was a currently he is under habit of cigarettes, smokeless tobacco, recurrent alcohol. Even if he is in the past, it also has to be mentioned. And once after mentioning all that, we will start screening with this app. We have to check for the mouth opening. I will skip that part. Okay, these all are the various areas where we have to take the photo. This is the normal intraoral examination. So we have just kept these images so that ASHA worker can understand how to use this app. So we will add all these details, whether the patient is able to open the mouth, whether the lesion is present or not. And once after entering all the details, we will start to click the images. So there are two methods of this. One method is the patient themselves will retract. Other method is with the help of assistant, another person will retract and the doctors or the ANMs will be taking the images. Once you capture these images, this is how the images are captured. Once you capture these images, immediately just below this image, now this is an older version of the app, immediately next to this image you will have the diagnosis. It will show whether the suspicious or not, whether the lesion is suspicious or not. So far whatever data sets we have trained the AI model. What I will do is, I will pass on my phone, you please capture the image, I will pass my phone which has this app and see what it shows, whether it shows suspicious or not. Still now the mobile app that I have is in the trial only, we have not launched it. Once we get sufficient data sets and we validate it, we will be launching it. So for now what I will do is, at the end of this session, I will just show you this AI app individually to everyone. You can click image of your adjacent person and you can get to know whether it is suspicious or not. Obviously mostly it will be suspicious, but we have not validated the data. Once we validated the data, we can be 100% sure of the accuracy and precision. So, definitely it will also indicate. Yes, try it at your own risk. I will just show you those app images. And also along with it we also have another device which is also AI incorporated. Right now we are collecting the data, slowly this AI will be incorporated. This device is we know that the major problem with oral cancer is like first you have to take biopsy, then we have to process that and we have to have a histopathologist, they will analyze it like a oral pathologist, we will give the diagnosis and then only patient will come to know what is the result, what is the diagnosis. To overcome this, we have proposed a spectroscopy device. AIMS in collaboration with IIT Delhi has made the device. How many of you heard this Wellscope? Wellscope or fluorescence based, autofluorescence based imaging devices? Good. So that is I will just show you how it works. Basically our tissue has an inherent capacity to exhibit, reflect some of the wavelength, some of the light when you shine it under the blue light. Okay. So this is a autofluorescence that is happening inside our tissue. In case of the cancer tissues, this autofluorescence will be more. Depending upon this principle, we have developed this device of autofluorescence spectroscopy. And also we have something called a spectrometer. It will give the quantitative data, not only the qualitative data, but also in numbers it will give you the value. And once after the images are taken in fluorescence and spectrometry, we take an image with fluorescence dye so that we get even more enhanced imaging. Once the fluorescent dye is applied, we will apply this blue light. We can see that the lesion area is very bright under the fluorescence light. So these indicates that the dysplastic changes are being taken in the lively in the patient so that we can confirm where to take biopsy and which and all patient has to undergo biopsy. And what part AI comes in, we are trying to get more data and we will validate this data. Once the data are validated, instead of histopathologist or the expert to tell this is cancer or not, this is a MATLAB software where we will be entering the data and it will be auto processed. Then it will immediately give suspicious or non-suspicious, similar to your Arogya Aragon app, the app that I showed before. So this is our future. So these are the two technologies that we are currently working on. And so before I start up with my topic, I would request Dr. Vivekanand to be on stage and give a brief on genomic data. After that, I will be continuing about no-code sessions for you. How many of you have tried this thing called as N18, N8N? Anyone knows what is N8N? How many of you are ready to create a AA model now? Anyone ready to create? Anyone wants to create AA agent? Nobody wants to create? Raise your hands. Good. So after Vivek's session, I will show you a short demo and everyone have laptop or at least phones. We will continue after Vivek's sessions. Be ready for the brain woggling session. I welcome Dr. Vivek sir on stage.
I'm Dr. Vivek. I am little bit deviating from the topic. So the topic is AI in dentistry, but I will deviate from it. So because dentistry is not about only tooth, we are dealing with the oral cavity, we are dealing with the oral disease. So to understand the disease, we are supposed to understand the pathogenesis also. And to understand the pathogenesis, we should know what is the genomics and what is the role of genomics in the disease progression. So before that, we will briefly see what is artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is a broad field that creating machine or system that can stimulate human intelligence. So AI has a many weapons. It can use rule-based system, logic decision tree, and learning algorithm. So subset of AI that is using learning algorithm, that is called machine learning. So machine learning is only a subset of AI, okay? So which is using data for learning. So again there is another subset of machine learning which is using neural networks. So which is using neural network, it is a complex data and it deal with the large and unstructured data, that is called deep learning. So what is the basic difference between the machine learning and deep learning? Machine learning work well on the structured tabulated data and use algorithm like decision tree, SVM, random forest. So I have highlighted one algorithm, that is support vector machine. So the just now Dr. Bharat showed you that we have captured the data from the spectroscopy device. So what we did, we structure all the data and use this vector machine to classify the patient, it is suspicious or non-suspicious. So we have used machine learning algorithm for our tool. So this is the difference. So but we can use machine learning only for the normal tabulated simple structured data. So to deal with the complex data like a genomic data, we have to use deep learning. So there are numerous type of architecture are there for the deep learning. So this is how it works. It stimulates a human brain. So it is similar how there are neurons in the human brains. It is similar to the human brain. So since deep learning can handle a complex data, AI has a many application in the genomic, proteomics, drug discovery, and precision medicine. What is genomic? When we are dealing with the DNA, that is genomic. When we are dealing with the RNA, that is transcriptomic. We are dealing with the protein, that is proteomics. So how many of you know that how we are sequencing the genome? So what is genomic data and where does it come from basically? So anybody heard about the Sanger sequencing? Sanger sequencing? So Sanger sequencing was the first technique which was used to sequence the whole human genome. Do you know how much time did it take? It took us 13 years to sequence one human genome. More than 13 years. And how much did it cost? It cost more than $3 billion. Not rupees only, it cost us $3 billion. And now I am working on it. I am doing sequencing, and how much I am spending? I am spending less than 15,000 for sequencing one genome. So this is a drastic change in the cost itself. This is because of the advancement in the analytic tools. So as the AI is developing, we have a better tools to analyze the genomic data. We have better tool to sequence the data. The cost is coming down. So this is a huge difference. $3 billion and 15,000 rupees. Okay, even I can't calculate how much is $3 billion. So there are numerous technologies, there are numerous tools through which we can sequence the human genome. Among them, I am talking about next generation sequencing. Why I am discussing this? Because it is a high through output technique which can give us sequence a whole human genome in a one go and check all the variations simultaneously. There are different techniques which are suitable for one kind of technique. Have you heard about translocation? Third year students can answer. What is translocation and which pathology you will see translocation mutation? Yes, definitely. And what about mucoepidermal carcinoma? Ewing sarcoma? There are n number of pathologies in which the mutations are going on. We have read about that. Actually, the people who are preparing, these are the questions which will teach you in the NEET. Okay, then you will curse the oral pathologists that कैसे क्वेश्चन डाल रहे ये हमने हमारे काम का क्या हम वी आर द डेंटिस्ट ओनली ना वी आर गोइंग नॉट इनटू द जीनोम बट स्टिल you have to go through it. You have to understand from where this data is coming out. Okay, what are these mutations? You have to learn. Okay. So we will discuss the next generation sequencing. It is a technique to sequence the human genome. So then we are going to sequence. The first question is what we are going to sequence. we are going to sequence here. I will give example of sequencing a DNA. What is DNA? Anybody? It is there. What is DNA? So DNA is nothing, it is a polymer. It is a polymer which is comprised of monomer called, what is this? Nucleotide. It is a polymer which is made up of a monomer called nucleotide. So we are going to just check the sequence of this nucleotide in the human genome. So क्यों check करना है? What is the requirement? What is the need to check the sequence? We want to see the change in the diseased person. What is the change in his DNA, his sequence in comparison to the normal person? Then only we can compare. What is this changes are called? Mutations. We want to check the mutations. Okay. So what are the different kinds of mutation you have read? What is point mutation? So when only a single nucleotide is changed. So you can see a point mutations here. Can you name any pathology which is associated with the SNP point mutation? Okay. What about the normal one? Ameloblastoma. Okay. So it is associated with BRAF mutation. It is the point mutation which is causing that tumor. Okay. So next is, if you compare second sequence in comparison to the first, what is the change? There is an addition of few nucleotide base. So there is insertion. And when you compare third one with the first one, what is it? There is deletion in the sequence. Okay. So then you can have inversion, deletion, duplication. Any part of the DNA can be duplicated many times. You can have copy number variation. Then you can have translocations. Okay. So basically right now we are using FISH, fluorescence in situ hybridization, to check the translocations, but it also has its own demerits because we can only find those mutations which are known. We have to, if you want to find a new translocation mutation in any patient, you have to use new technologies like next generation sequencing. So why mutations? Why mutations matter? But why do you want to check the mutations? I have already told you. So genes are basically a segment of DNA that carry instruction to make protein. So this is a coding section. So the process is simple. DNA is transcribed to mRNA which will be translated to the protein. Okay. So these protein are going to do the most of the functions in our body. So we can correlate if there is some issue with the DNA, that issue will be transferred to what? mRNA and then to the protein. If protein is wrong, okay, then it is an issue. Okay. We are all made up of basically protein. Where hair color is because of protein. If we had mutation in our gene coding for the hair color, ऐसे बाल नहीं होते है ना? Sure. So then what is the issue? We are dealing with a huge data. So we are dealing with 6.4 billion base pair per cell. It is a huge data. Can you count the number? अब कैसे देखना है DNA को? माइक्रोस्कोप के अंडर देख सकते हैं? काउंट कर सकते हैं? You can't. You need sequencing technologies. Okay? You need computational tools to sequence this data and analyze it. Okay, sequence भी कर लिया एक बार, count भी कर लोगे in one lifetime. Then there is no use if you are not able to understand the data. So till now we know only 2% of the genome, our genome, is coding for the protein. The rest of the 98% is non-coding. But much of it, the function of much of it is still unknown. So there are a lot of researches going on. Still we don't know anything. The reality is that. Okay. So I will go through first the basic workflow of the NGS so that I can explain where the AI tools will help to understand the data. So this is a basic step in the next generation sequencing. First, how will you extract DNA from your tissue? What could be the tissue? What could be the sample? Sorry. What could be the sample? Sample can be tissue, blood, saliva. Okay. First you will extracted DNA. So first, then what will you do? You will fragment your DNA into a smaller part. DNA is very huge, you can't sequence in a one go, you have to fragment it. The next step is adapter ligation. You will adapter to the fragment, which will help your fragment to adapt to the flow cell. What is flow cell? Basically it is a glass, okay, where the sequencing will take place, okay. So next step will be the after attaching your fragments of DNA to the glass, sequencing will occur. Next you will have a raw data. So what is raw data? You have just heard the term. It is raw data without any change, without any alteration, whatever is coming out of the machine, that is raw data, okay. So again we will see the pictures to better understand. First what we have done, we cut the DNA into small fragments. These are, we have a overlapping fragments of DNA. We add adapter to it. So what is the function of adapter? It is act as a glue. It will attach DNA fragment to the flow cell, okay. At that flow cell, sequencing will occur. It is similar to the normal PCR, but in place of normal nucleotide we are using a special nucleotide which are tagged by fluorescence. When you will capture, we will expose with some sort of light, it will give different color fluorescence. Different nucleotide will give different fluorescence. We will capture that light and we will sequence the data. So this is for the one strand, okay. As the chain reaction will proceed, we will have our sequence which is complementary to the template DNA. Basically two strands are complementary. If we know the sequence of one strand, you can predict the second one, okay. So now this reaction is going on millions of strands. There are millions of such strands in the flow cell. So after that you will have a raw data. So what is your raw data? You have a fragments of DNA, okay. This is a raw data. Does it make any sense? कैसे समझना है इसको? It is a ABCD. So here you need AI tool, here you need computational tool, here you need all this material, all this technology to understand this complex data, okay. So there are numerous steps in the analysis, okay. First is quality check. First you will check it is similar to the AI. First you will check the quality of your data, whether it's good or not, okay. You will check the quality. Here is a tool called fast QC tool. You can use that tool to check the quality of your reads, okay. Then you can now if you have a bad data, you can't discard it, okay. 15,000 is still too much for us, okay. 15 इतना फंड नहीं मिलता है, so you can't discard the data. So there are tools that you can use to trim your data. There are tools like Trimomatic where you can cut the bad area and keep the good area, okay. So now you have a processed trimmed good data, okay. Now as ma'am say, if you will give input in the form of a good data, you will have an output in the form of good data also, okay. The next is alignment. We don't want fragments of DNA, we want a continuous stretch of DNA. Now how can you align that? You have fragments, okay. Now you can't check each and every piece, अच्छा ये यहाँ fit हो रहा है, यहाँ fit हो रहा है. You can't do that. You need again new tools to align that. We have already a reference genome, okay. हमने 13 साल लगा के करा एक reference genome. उसके बाद भी we have new reference genome. We can use that reference genome to align our fragmented data to make it a continuous one. So after having assembled data, we have in our hand a continuous data. So अब कैसे बताएं कि there is mutation or not? Can you compare with your naked eye? Okay. Can you compare the data that you now have with the reference data and find out what are the changes in our data? No. Then again you need a AI tool. Okay. There are numerous AI tools like DNA scope, DNA variant, which will compare your data from the reference genome and will tag, okay brother, here is a problem, here is a chain, here is the SNP, here is translocation, insertion, deletion, duplication, inversion. Okay. It will give you the information. Now you have the variation. So now you will label that variation. We have heard a fancy term for the labeling today. What is? Annotation. We will label that variation. First we find the variation, then we label that variation, that is called variant annotation. Again we have a number of tools which can label us. Okay, we have AI tool based on the deep learning which can label this data. Okay, because we have a numerous data set. There are cloud space where we have a data set where the scientists have uploaded the data of the known mutations. We can compare our variation from there and we can label our variation. So okay, what is this mutation? अब म्यूटेशन आ गया, अब वो कहाँ पे है? क्रोमोसोम 1 पे है, 2 पे है, 3 पे है, 4 पे है. ओके, क्रोमोसोम 1 पे भी है तो कौन सी लोकेशन पे है, कौन से बेस पेयर पे है. ठीक है, यू हैव टू नो द ऑल दिस information. For that you have to do the annotation. So there is a tool like Misfit. Okay, Misfit is a new AI tool that can give a more accurate and detailed picture of how DNA mutation affect the DNA human health. So after the variant calling we have a prediction tool. Okay, we can predict the outcome of that mutation. अब mutation आ गया, अब patient को क्या बोल देंगे? Okay, mutation है, जिंदाबाद, ठीक है, घर जाओ. We have to predict something. Okay, what is the use of this mutation? कि भाई you have this mutation. Okay, in this cancer patient this mutation is there. What is the use of this mutation for that patient? But can it affect the prognosis? ये patient का prognosis को affect कर सकता है. जो भी treatment हम दे रहे हैं, patient को medicine दे रहे हैं, उसको resistance नहीं कर सकता, metastasis होने के chance है नहीं है, तो that can predict. Okay, we have that tool. Again there is another tool like Informer which can predict the change in the non-coding DNA which will affect the gene expression. So in every cell all the genes are not expressed at simultaneously. Only those genes are expressed, only those genes will make protein which are required. Okay, and as I told you earlier that we have hardly any information about the known coding region. So these AI tools are helping us to understand the non-coding region. Then again we have a prediction tool. This can predict that this SNP will have a pathogenic role or benign role. Okay, benign mutations are we all have mutations. Okay, but the fact is that our mutations are still benign. That's why we are not expressing that any disease. Okay, I'm not sure about the future, but still now if you are sitting here then your mutations are means benign only. So then again there are multiple tools like Molly which can predict the drug response to the patient. We are, right now currently there are all the medicine are working for we are giving same medicine to all the patient, but all the cancer patients are not same. Okay, they have their difference in the genome. We can personalize the medicine according to the mutation which present in their genome. That is called precision medicine. There are tools which can predict the drug response to a particular mutations. So this all I have already explained how AI has revolutionized the genomic by enabling the rapid analysis of the genetic data. It has helped us to understand the genes, protein, okay, mRNA. So in the future it is possible that the patient will come, the first test we will order is the genomic data. After that we will decide कि patient का क्या करना है, ठीक है, which medicine, which chemotherapy will be given, what will be the prognosis, not based on the well differentiated, moderately differentiated or poorly differentiated. Currently we are giving the diagnosis based on the phenotype only, but there is a genotype hiding behind the phenotype. We are uncovering that genotype. Okay, so that's all. Thank you.
So for different types of data, we can use different types of models. For example, have you wondered how come ChatGPT is working? I'm just giving a brief about what already ma'am has explained, so that you will have idea. Have you wondered how ChatGPT works? Any idea? Just a random idea. I'm not asking for the exact answer. I'm expecting a logical answer. How could someone, like, how will the child speak initially? You will teach the child. You will say, okay, A, B, C, D, like that only. ChatGPT, how it works is, for example, I'm typing I-Bharat. ChatGPT would have been already trained with a lot of data sets like I am Dr. Vijay. So From there, ChatGPT will undergo analysis of various sentences throughout the literature, and it will come to know, okay, I should fill this word here. That is how text model works. So just imagine how image will work. So what is an image? Image is nothing but a 2D structure. Okay. Okay. When you take an image, if this is the image, how many of the first years are here? How many? So I hope everyone has recently passed out and you have experience is matrices, max, matrix. I'm not going. No. I mean in the 12th or 11th they will have. Actually, in our days, school days, we used to have max in our biology group also. I hope it is the same. No. So it is in 10th standard. You people at last learn these matrices. Okay, fine. I'm not going deep about matrices. Basically, matrices are nothing but you will have lot of rows and columns, and it will be filled by random numbers, right? So this is the basic principle how your Ghibli images work. You people are using ChatGPT to create Ghibli images. So what it does is, for example, if this is an photo, I'm not a very good artist, okay? So considering this as a girl, I will stop right there. Okay. Right, it looks like my cat, but it's okay. So if I give this image to ChatGPT, what it does is it will put a matrix, and it is not in this number of columns and rows. It will be in lakhs and millions of columns and rows. For example, for your eye, it will make lot of columns and rows, and for each color, for example, this area alone will be of some color. I will imagine this is of black color. For this black color, there will be algorithm 0, 1, 0, 1 like that. So it will detect, okay, this is so and so algorithm is present there. Next to that, so and so algorithm is present there. When you give the prompt to create a Ghibli image, it will convert this black image into the artistic color paints. That is how your Ghibli works. Do you know anywhere else we are using these matrices? You all have been using this. I am giving a clue. Everyone have Instagram? You are using filters? Same concept. And you are also like you are creating images? Same concept. So what they did in the ChatGPT is they have linked this text and image transformers, and they are able to, now you give a prompt, get me a look of my boyfriend, it will give you an image. You don't need even to give to any other prompt. It will imagine itself and it will go through the database and it will give you the image. So this is how AI is thought to work. Even now there is no clear cut idea how the AI works, but these all are the these all are like theories they come up with how the AI works. I think I will start with my presentation. Before I am going to make you people to create AI agents, do you want to hear a Kuti story, short stories? Of course, until I don't ask you people to work, I think everyone will be happy. So this is something I wanted to show you people. You are asking how to find these AI agents. There are various open sources where you can find AI agents. I will come to this. Before that, I would like to show you some story. I know many of you are a little tired, so I will tell you some stories. So this is a famous quote from Alan Turing. I propose to consider the question, can machines think? That is what AI is all about. So how many of you know this guy Alan Turing? Anyone heard about it? Who is he? Someone? Be louder, it's okay. You want mic? Yeah, tell me bro. Exactly. So which movie you saw this? You know the answer, ma'am? Movie name? Yes. That's okay. Imitation Game. So there is a movie called Imitation Game where this great scientist Alan Turing has found a way to decode the Nazis' messages. So that they said that World War II was abruptly ended like 3-4 years before because of this invention. So he is considered as one of the fathers of AI. If you Google who is father of AI, they will state immediately Meerut. But when you Google again, is it correct? Then it will tell there will be 3 fathers of AI. One of the pioneers is Alan Turing. So he had made a test. I will come to that part. So yes, I am Bharat Raj. I am going to talk to you about AI models that could be used in the dentistry. I am from research. I am a research consultant in AICU. I am working for AIMS and also the CPMU, Central Project Management Unit, IIT Jammu. So let us see. we, like unlike humans, these machines don't have brain, right? That's why they fail. So this guy, Alan Turing, was thinking so much, what if we can create this artificial intelligence? What if we can make a brain for the machines and they can think and they can do the solutions and they can come up with these solutions? So he thought, what if a computer can talk like a human? Can we then consider that, okay, once a computer talks like a human, we will consider it as an artificial intelligence? This test is what famously conducted in 1940s. So what he did is, he got a set of people, like 4 people. 4 people will be talking to a computer, which will be envisioned by another person, and one among them would be a artificial intelligence, that is a computer itself. This test is called as Turing test. This was the first test for detecting the AI. What they did is, as I said, there will be humans messaging and there also will be a computer that will be messaging. We have to detect who is human and who is computer. If nobody is able to detect the difference between human and a computer, bang, that's AI. That's what ChatGPT you have in your hand, and this journey has started almost 80 years back. It's not like a very recent invention. Okay. So artificial intelligence currently in dentistry being employed through virtual reality, augmented reality, mixed reality, extended reality and robotic applications. I will tell short about what these all ones are. So we know that there is something called as machine learning and deep learning. Basically you are asking what is the difference between machine learning and deep learning. It's nothing but machine learning also the AI will connect to various tools and it will do separate tasks, but it will be able to do only with the information it has. Whereas in case of a deep learning, AI itself will form an algorithm, it will come up with the solutions. That is what deep learning is about. And for deep learning you need this convoluted neural network and all. That is very, right now it is very advanced to explain. I think I need charger sir. Okay. So like for example, humans will have visual perception, speech recognition and decision making, language translation. If machine is able to do this, you call it as an artificial intelligence, right? For example, we can see the trees, we can see the clouds and we can feel and we can move in this area. This is a 3D area, we can move and we can create these patterns and all, and also we can talk to each other easily, we can understand all those things. If machine is able to do this, again this is what called as the artificial intelligence. This is what we are trying to feed into these machines. Basically to do this we need lots and lots of data, and when we collect this data we will identify the patterns in this data and that will be helpful to make predictions, and these predictions will be able to have actions. All your platforms, Netflix, Amazon, everything is using AI. Do you know that your Netflix, when you, for example, when you start to see a movie, for example, you start with a horror movie, it will automatically suggest you horror movies. When you listen a very shitty song, you will start to have more shitty songs in your Spotify list. Same thing goes to your reels also. Once you like some post, you will keep on getting the same type of reels. So what happened is, now the AI has extended to a level that AlphaGo was one of the most branded coding company. They were defeated by the codings of artificial intelligence. So nowadays AI can do this work of the humans when we come to this type of data analysis and all. So this is in short about the AI that we have right now. So AI can have, as it was already extensively discussed, supervised learning and supervised learning. I am not going in depth about it. Let us come to something new, virtual reality. How many of you have seen virtual reality? Everyone would have. You been to this amusement park, they will make you sit there and they will juggle and they will show a movie, they will be like, ah wow, we are in jungle. We will be like, okay fine. And nowadays you have these VR glasses also. Like the cheap version of VR glasses is they will be magnified lens, we have to put the phone here and it will be like, oh we are in theater, we have to imagine ourselves. So these types of things are nothing but the virtual reality, where entirely all the things that will be happening inside the virtual reality only. It will be inside another medium. So that is what called as virtual reality. This is one of the application. What is the thing that I am trying to tell here? Yes, the last bench, the girl who is passing the water bottle. What is the message I am trying to say from this image? Behind the pillar. Anyone else? Yourself, bro? Yeah, yourself. You. So what is that I am trying to say? It is one of the applications of virtual reality in dentistry. It's quite simple, I think. Yes, exactly. So we are trying to reduce the dental phobia of the child. We are giving them the virtual reality glasses so that we can continue the treatment. And this is another application. So what is this application basically? We are training the surgeons basically with the virtual reality mediums. So this is one of the available tools. This is how we can see. What is this? This is nothing but a CBCT. Okay. So they can see the structures very clearly and they can plan for this plating and all or implant placement. You can train where exactly you want to give the cut. You can, like we have mock models now, pre-surgical mock models will be there. Instead of this, nowadays you can use this virtual reality models and softwares. So this is augmented reality. I hope you all have used augmented reality, Snapchats. How many of you have Snapchats here? So this is one of the most famous filter. You have to open your mouth and then the tongue will come flowing into your outside. So this is nothing but augmented reality. What is happening here is, see, the virtual medium is, we cannot touch it, we cannot feel it, or you cannot superimpose it. But in case of augmented reality, when you see through those images or through that filter will be applied on your live actions. So two type of mediums are there. One is a virtual medium, for example this ears or the virtual medium, ears and that funny type of nose or virtual medium, whereas it is superimposed on the live objects. So this is what called as augmented reality. I am not going in detail about it. See, this is how the augmented reality works. So how it detects is, once again it is a matrix pattern, as I said before. It will detect your face and it will wait for the moment you are going to open the mouth. Once you open the mouth, you will be having lots of rainbows out of you. So that is about it. And once again, this type of augmented reality is also used in surgeries. How? As I said before, see, this is an implant placement surgery where they are going to use this augmented reality. All the live examples I am showing are, I have taken from the papers, that is articles. I have also given the references below, so that these things are under development. So these are the various studies from where I have collected. So mixed reality is nothing but a combination of the virtual reality and augmented reality. I will show what it is. Anyone know what is this thing? What is this glasses? So many billions were invested to create this. How many of you use laptops, computer systems? What is the brand of operating software that you have? What is the brand? You are using Linux? Microsoft, right? So this is one of the products of Microsoft. So this is nothing but this is called as HoloLens, a product of Microsoft, where you can use both augmented reality as well as the virtual reality. This is mainly used for the surgeons and as well as many operators. So these are the applications that can be used. So currently these augmented reality and virtual reality will allow the users to view only the content that has been available. You can't interact with them. You cannot touch a virtually available moment or the augmented moment. So that's where the extended reality is going to come. This is not yet in market, but this is also going to come. I will show you a video of extended reality. For example, you are going to assemble a mechanical part. How come if you are able to do this? This is what extended reality is. You can magnify it. You can see various parts in your real-time vision. So this is your mixed reality. It will combine both the virtual reality as well as the augmented reality. This is also a product by the Microsoft. See, this is exactly how the mixed reality will look like. Okay, I am not going to promote any brands. So there are wristbands, EO wristband it is, EMG wristband it is. So what they are going to use is, see, you have an artificial hand here. With this you can touch all the virtual reality matters. For example, see, this is the building block. Many of you would have played these type of games. There is no keyboard, but he is typing it with the help of the wristband. So these all are the things that is going to come up in future. And in your times, it is going to be like you will practice dentistry using these type of wristbands only. Okay. So currently many mock-up models, video analyzers, 3D face concepts have been employed using these type of virtual reality, augmented reality and all. Before this, we should know a little history about it. If you see, there is I am not going in depth about this history, but AA has started long before in 1940, as Dr. Anubhuti ma'am has already explained. So how come we are going to implement in oral medicine? In oral medicine, you can use it for smear taking or for this hyaluronic acid. When you are going to inject the patient, you can have these training models. And this is while giving anesthesia. This is for spinal anesthesia. Right now, anesthesia department, they are using this type of reality models for training these postgraduates. So these are some of the papers where they have used in dentistry. Then in oral radiology, of course, we can use this type of reality medium to see enlarged images. We can diagnose very easily. So this is one of the AA paper where the AA model will detect where there is a periodontal problem is present or not, caries is present or not. This is based on, like Dr. Anubhuti ma'am has already explained, it is a classifier model basically. So next in oral surgery, for example, we all, how many of the interns and final years are here? Okay. So I think in third year everyone's nightmare is to give a LA. Immediately the day we enter in the department, we will be like, okay, chalo, everyone give LA. We will be like, oh my god, I am going to put a needle into a patient's mouth, and I am an expert now, I should act like an expert. So to undergo such trainings, nowadays we have such models. These all are once again virtual reality models which will be stimulating a live patient. And you can also exactly know where you are placing the needle, at which point it goes. So this type of applications comes under hollow medicine, but it is a really very costly device. For example, this surgeon, he can see that he is working in a mixed reality background. He will have radiograph with him, he will have this is nothing but mammograph, everything he will have, so that you can work virtually and we can have a pre-mock-up surgery. So this is another one device called as merge cube, where you can insert your fingers into the cube and you can operate it. You can create different types of model inside the cube and you can operate it. So this is an example of augmented reality. You can see that there is a patient who is having a fracture near its zygoma. We can see the bone is being superimposed. How it will be means there will be a glass here. Patient will be lying behind the glass, and in front of the glass you can see the augmented reality where exactly this type of fracture is present, fracture or pathological lesion or whatever is present, and this image will be already patient has to undergo some X-ray or OPG or CBCT, so that from there we can incorporate these images. So this is a leaf-out surgery where they are doing the surgery lively on a patient with a superimposed augmented reality. So these all can, yes, I have already covered it. So Oculus Rift and these leaf motion are some of the examples where you can see these type of equipments. So this is a pre-mock surgery. I am not going to show in depth about how these surgeries will work like, but you see the patient, they are doing the anesthesia and immediately you can see where exactly he has pointed his needle. These all are for training modules. So there is upon this equipment was used to stimulate the local anesthesia of IANB. So in oral pathology also, obviously we can use this Oculus Rift for having a 3D imaging perspective. I am not going in depth on that. And as you know, nowadays we have AI to detect these image analysis. So the disadvantage of AI is it is two-dimensional. Advantage is it will have more amount of inter and intra-observer variability. I am not going in much depth about it. Basically, these AR, VR, augmented reality, mixed reality, all these things are going to play in your future, not now, but immediately, like 5 years down the lane, when you see a BDS first year and the time when you are doing your PG post graduation or sometime, they will be working on this. This is not like something a mythical story or myth that is won't happen. This is a reality that is going to come very soon. So probably your dental curriculum may have something like this in the future. Instead of working on patients or these triphodon models, they will be working directly on these augmented realities. So I think now it is time for us to make an AI agent. Like I am not going to make an agent that is super complex or super fancy. How many of you wanted to make an agent, as I asked before, who are not sleepy, who are not hungry? It is already 1:30. If you people can stay, I can just show a small model of how to make it. For example, this is a dental assistant. For example, consider that I am having a clinic, call it as Bharat Dental Clinic. I have a virtual assistant or an AI assistant where if someone texts my assistant, he will book an appointment for me. Simple. No need to have a receptionist. No need to wait for the patients to call you up anytime and we have to book the appointments. How to do it? For example, I will show you the live demo. Is it seen here? My cursor is seen there. Is it visible to everyone? If for the backbench people who are not visible, can you please stand up and see this? I cannot lift the board or TV. Is it now visible? Okay. Now, for example, consider myself as an outsider. I am going to type hi. So what happens is, okay, my internet is not connected. Okay, let me again type hi. Still internet is. Okay, so I have typed I. See, now the agent has replied, hello, how can I help you today? If you have any questions or if you are interested in our dental services, feel free to ask. So I can ask it some questions like, I am a patient so and so, can you book an appointment? Or how to start about a conversation. Can I even just tell me some few lines that I can type here? Snigdha, can you tell me please, Miss Snigdha? What do you want to ask this agent? You are going for a dental treatment. You are coming to my clinic. What will you ask first? You want to book an appointment for what? Oral hygiene. Okay, let me consider you are having a toothache. Okay, I will type hi. Can you spell your name? S-N-I-G P-H-A D-H-A S-N-I-G D-H-A. Hi, Snigdha here. I am having a toothache for past let's say 1 week. Okay, so again this agent runs in and it says so the agent says hi Snigdha, I am sorry to hear that you are experiencing a toothache. It is important to get checked. And so it asked whether you wanted to have a free consultation. Do you wanted to have a free consultation? Okay, I will say yes. Of course it is free, so you can say yes. So it is asking for your preferred date, time for consultation as well as your email ID. So can you tell madam when you want to have appointment? Yes, when you want to have an appointment? This Wednesday. Oh my god, you are too specific. Okay. Next Wednesday is 5th. Okay. So I am typing I want an appointment on 5/06/2025. At what time, ma'am? 5:15. 5 p.m. Okay. 5 p.m. My name is Snigdha. And your mail ID, ma'am? Do you have your internet on? Is your mobile phone is connected to your Gmail? Okay, can you please tell me your mail ID? SNIG T 2 D 2006 @gmail.com. Okay, so I have typed there I wanted an appointment on 5th at 5 p.m. Your name is Snigdha and mail ID I have typed. Mail ID is correct, na? Okay. So if you see, I have not typed it in a very orderly manner. It is so random, just like how we talk to a agent or in the online or to a normal email. You can sit down and answer now. So now I am telling this to this agent. What it does is, it takes into the consideration. So now I have booked an appointment for you. You would have received an email right now. You got the email now? So this is how the AA agent works. And this AA agent you can also create. I have also created this AA agent just this morning. So for this I wanted you people to search this website called as N8N. How many of you have the laptop? So ready to do with me? If you are hungry, you can always leave and you can have your food. If not, whoever has a laptop or phone, you can take your phone and this and you can start doing it. I'm not going to be completing this workshop. I mean, I'm not going to show every details. I will just show you the entry levels. So first, to start with any of these N18, you should have an account in the N8M. It is an open source platform and it is free for all. You will have these pre-built models, AI agents, chat triggers, memory, AI algorithms, everything you will have. Already it would have been developed. You just have to connect these parts and it will work for you. So the first important step in creating this agent, AI agent, is you should have a trigger zone. This is called as a trigger tool. Trigger tool can be anything. It can be your chat messages, or it can be your cursor click, or it can be any image type of models also. So this is my whole setup. I will just show you how this chat model works. Chat model is nothing but whatever text we are giving, it will take into it and it will take it to your AI agent model. So I am connecting my chat model with something called as AI agent, and how to get this AI agent is you can always have you will have a plus option here. Anyone is right now trying this? Okay, just log in faster. You can give any type of email address and all. It will have limited amount of tokens only, so that you can use it for limited users. You cannot make big models, but you can basically have an idea of how to create this model. Once you created this chat trigger zone, next you will attach that chat trigger zone to something called as AI agent, N8N. Can you see here? N8N. So this is my AI agent. What I have done in AI agent is I have given a certain amount of instructions to this AI agent. You can create your AI agent for any purposes. For now, my purpose is to have an assistant who will book the appointment for myself. Okay. So how will, for example, right now Ms. Nikta has got the email. How I will confirm is I have a Google Calendar. I will go to 5th and I will check whether I got a consultation timing fixed in my Google Calendar. So this is how the doctor will know, and through the email the patients will know their appointment. So once you create an AI agent, you have to give a specific amount of the system messages or the actions that a system has to undergo. For example, I have just made a system prompt. You can also get this system prompt using the ChatGPT itself. You can tell that I wanted an AI agent, so please create a system prompt, that I can use it in N8N. It will create a system prompt for you. You can just copy paste it. For example, what I have given is, please pardon my spelling mistakes, I just typed it fast. So you are a friendly, helpful assistant receptionist for Bharat Dental Clinic. You assist users with the common questions via your Q&A tool. I will tell you what is this Q&A tool, and you are going to help them to book free consultations if they express in dental services. So only if the patient tells that they need services, then only it will prompt the questions like, do you want appointment now? Otherwise it won't ask. So note, all the info you are going to provide about Bharat Dental Clinic must be from the Q&A tool. I will come to this Q&A tool. If the user inquire about doing business or expresses a possible interest in doing so, ask something like, would you be interested in a free consultation? So I will give a certain prompt that it will ask all the patients who wants an appointment. If they refuse, continue the conversation as normal. If someone doesn't want an appointment, then the AI agent will talk, okay, oh my god, I feel so sorry for you, okay, bye. AI agent doesn't matter what you want, only depends upon the questions you ask, AI agent will reply accordingly. If they are interested, ask for their name, email, preferred date or time, and book the consultation tool to create the event. So that's why the AI agent was asking Ms. Nikta's name, email ID, and also the preferred date and time. So note, for booking durations of the event is 30 minutes. For example, I should have a specific time for the appointment. I cannot have my whole day for a single patient. So these things has to be predetermined. So for reference today, this is something, but just not, this is a format which you will get when you put it something like this in the ChatGPT. I don't want to confuse the people with this format. Right now you can just copy paste what I have written here. So tools used are, I have used something called as Q&A tool that will retrieve the information whenever the patient asks questions about the Bharat Dental Clinic or dental office. and once the user will end the conversation, then for example when the patient says thank you or looking forward to, then immediately the AI agent will be prompted to again ask, do you need a consultation? At last it should respond kindly to the users, it should not be very rude to the users. So these are the prompts that I have created for creating this agent. Okay, so after creating this agent, what you have to do is you should have a chat model. Chat model is nothing but an LLM model. Basically for any AI agent you need three type of tools. One is the trigger, that can be your cursor button or it can be your chat model, and another one is your LLMs. LLMs are nothing but large language model, something like your ChatGPT. Why it is very important is you cannot create an LLM. To create LLM it will require tons and billions of data. So basically we cannot ourselves create such a large model, and that's why we will take some open source model and we will incorporate them into this type of N18 and other platforms. So I have incorporated the chat AI model. What to do is, first of all you should have an account. If at all you are not using premium, that is also okay. What you can do is you can use your normal through your Gmail, you log in into your ChatGPT, and once you logged in into the ChatGPT you can ask for the API key, that is called as, I'll just type here, you need something called as API key. This is nothing but, API is nothing but it is an application processing interface. You need such keys to connect two type of machines. For example, I have connected my chat machine with the ChatGPT. To connect these two machines, I need to have something called as this API. API is like a key. I should have the key to open the ChatGPT. How to get this? It is very simple. You just open this. Right now I think I have exhausted all my plans. You can open this account. It will show something called as docs. Go to the docs. It will ask for the credentials. Since I am already logged into it, I cannot change my chat model. If you are not logged into it, it will always show whether you wanted to create an API key. Then you can create an API key, and once you created an API key, you just have to copy paste it, and then it becomes very easy. So are you guys noting it down, or because I am going to move little faster, it's almost end of the program. So next to the chat model, very important another tool is memory. Every model should have its own memory, otherwise it won't remember what questions you are asking and from where it is going to retrieve the data. So this memory tool is also freely available tool that is available within this N8N. You can just attach this memory tool and it will have an automatic set value of 5. I think the set value of 5 is sufficient enough for creating a first time simple model, and maximum you can have is 8. If you go above 8, it will ask you to purchase these type of tools, and that will be costly, but then these all are free tools right now. Up to 5 you can use it on your own. So I have attached the basic tools. I have a chat trigger, I have the AI agent where I have put the prompt, and I have this chat GPT, and I have a simple memory. Now I wanted certain tools from which these models will take the data and it will create the events. So that's why I was having this Airtable. Airtable is also a free tool that is available in this N18. Similar to ChatGPT, you also have to have a API key you have to take for this Airtable also. Similarly to ChatGPT, it will also have a docs file, you have to open it and it will ask you to register for first time. You have to go to the Airtable credentials, create an Airtable account, and then you will, for example for me, I have already the credential. See, for this you have to have an Airtable credential. Once I create the account in Airtable, you will get your API key. You just have to copy it and paste it. I would request everyone to first listen to this. You can go back and you can try this because we are almost at the end of the session. So the key is, after attaching to this Airtable, you can leave the tool description automatically, because already I have asked the AI agent, I have given the prompt to the AI agent, so it will decide what to do with this tool. And resources record, that means I will give it certain records, what all the services that is available in my dental clinic. And operation is search, it should search for the data and then it should retrieve the data and give it to the user. Then I have made 2 documents for this. I will just show you the documents. This is one document where I have typed about what all the things that is present in my dental clinic, Bharat Dental Clinic. And again you can use AI or something to prompt it for you. It will create, it says okay, Bharat Clinic we do so and so, so and so, so and so. I am attaching these documents to the Airtable. So this is my data that I have already incorporated into the Airtable. It has what are the contents, whatever content is there, I have just dragged that Word file and I have placed it into the Airtable. And also along with this, I want a pattern of response. Like like it should not be like how to follow up a patient, you need their name, you need their email, you need their mobile number. So this is the tabular column that I have made, and I have attached this tabular column to the Airtable. So this is an imported base where I will have this how to record this. For example, you can see this tabular column here. You can see the serial number, name, email, phone number, conversation summary. Conversation summary is nothing but one line it will give you for what reason you are booking the appointment. So that is about this Q&A. This Airtable is nothing but a Q&A tool, and I have linked the Google Calendar in this one. Once again, linking your Google Calendar is also same way as you are linking your OpenAI. You just need to have your API key. Once you give your API key, it will be automatically linked, and then you can let the model to define the start and end. You will have all the options like let the model design, or you wanted to set manually. You all the time you always use the model to decide it. Otherwise, it will be troublesome to make it work. And the final model is from wherever information I have taken, this information has to go into the tabular column that I have created. So I have attached another file in the same Airtable. I know it is quite not understandable right now, but once you start doing it, it will be very easy. And the purpose of showing you this N8N is like you can go back and you can create different agents. It's not like you have to only create an appointment agent like a dental assistant or something. You can use your own creativity. You can create different types of agents. Last time when we were working in our workshops, Anubhuti ma'am, myself, Anubhuti ma'am and Dr. Vivek sir, we have created an agent which will just make review articles on its own. We have to just tell what are the novel markers in the head and neck cancer. Immediately it will create a review article, and all the references will be taken from PubMed. We have used 2-3 AI agents to connect, and we have really made it good. But of course, we are not publishing those manuscripts. Other than that, depending upon your requirement, you can use it for different purposes. So this is the N18. How you can use about it, it's up to you. The basic thing is you should know how to extract the API key. That is the only thing, and it is very easy. As I said you before, go to the docs file. You will create a credential. Once you create a credential, you will have this API key just on the below. You will get the API key. Right now I already have incorporated it, so I don't have to create one. So that is in short about creating an AI agent. Any doubts? I know you will have a lot of doubts, or most of us might have not understood it. How many of you will go back and try this tool? Wow, those backbenchers are like, I have not listened, but still okay. Let me raise those hands. See, there are a lot of YouTube tutorials on this. It's not like you have missed to take some points and you won't be do this. Nothing like that. You can get around 24 hours videos are there in YouTube. How to make this tool and how to use these tools. You can use any of them. You just have that keen interest to create these models, and you can use them for your day-to-day life. It's not that you have to use to create the apps for screening patients for nationwide. No, you can use it for your own learning also. For example, other than that, there are many other platforms. Anyone have used this platform, Perplexity AI? PGs are here, postgraduate students are here. Is there any postgraduates? Okay, ma'am, yourself, okay. So, being a postgraduate, one of the main concern for us is to do this literature search, and we have to frame these thesis questions and so on. So, this Perplexity is an open AI platform where I can ask, hi, make an article on N18 with standard references. So this is my prompt that I have given. It will start to gather all the information that is available. It will search through different databases. Bingo, you got your article here. It will start write article for you. So you can use all such free tools that are commonly available. So this will reduce your searching criteria. For example, as a student, if there is an assignment, you have to come up with the advancement in prosthodontics, advancement in endodontics. You can just give a prompt, advancement in endodontics. It will search for only the advances, recent advances that is being available, and once again it will create you a wonderful article. See, it has also searched through the LinkedIn post, it has searched through various other platform also, so that you don't miss any advances. So the moral of the story is, make AI as your friend. It's not that AI is going to take our job, it is going to create the job for people who are going to use the AI. If you are not going to use the AI, you are going to be long behind this race. So I wish you everyone all the best. Thank you. And I wanted to specially thank to Vijay Vadwan sir. Today I was, as I said, I was terribly sick, but still I wanted to meet Vijay Vadwan sir, because my first postgraduate conference was a 2020 Dehradun conference, sir, and I have personally requested sir, like, sir, I am from a poor country, so I am a poor person. I cannot attend many conferences. Can I present my paper presentation and also poster presentation in the same conference? Sir was like, okay, what is your name? Where are you from? Then sir is like, okay, you are a student of Dr. Ramesh. Okay, Dr. Balamurli. I know you. They are very seniors to me. Out of their respect, I will consider it. So the moral I wanted to say is that would they would not even be on direct contact with Vijay Vadwan sir, but still he has a lot of respect for the pioneers in this field. So of course you are learning from one of the most respectable and also a noble human. Make use of it and gather more knowledge.
Thank you, coordinators. We hope you all have gained valuable knowledge through this program. Now I request our Professor and Head of Department of Oral and Maxillofacial Pathology, Dr. Vijay Vadwan sir, to present token of appreciation to our workshop coordinators.
So Jai Hind and good afternoon one and all. It's my proud privilege to stand before you today to propose vote of thanks on this significant occasion. On behalf of Department of Oral Pathology and Microbiology, Subharti Dental College and Hospital, I, Dr. Suhasini GP, extend my heartfelt gratitude to everyone who has made this event a resounding success. Firstly, I would like to express a deep regards to and thanks to management of Swami Vivekanand Subharti University for their unwavering support in facilitating today's CDE and workshop. A special mention must be made for our chief patron, late Dr. Mukti Bhatnagar ma'am, and respected Dr. Atul Krishna sir, whose guidance has been invaluable. Your encouragement inspires us to strive for excellence, sir. I extend a hearty vote of thanks to our esteemed Vice Chancellor, Major General G.K. Thapliyal, sir, without whose guidance this program was not possible. I wish to express my gratitude to our dynamic CEO, Dr. Shalya Raj ma'am, for providing us with the constant encouragement and support. I must mention a deep sense of appreciation to our respected Dr. Nikhil Srivastava sir, Principal and Dean, SDC, for your motivation and guidance. Your vision drives us towards greater achievements, sir. A special thanks to our distinguished speakers, Dr. Varun Surya, for sharing his knowledge and experience with us today. I would also like to extend a hearty vote of thanks to our esteemed workshop facilitators, Dr. Vivek Nair, Dr. Anubhuti Sood, Dr. Bharat Raj, for their invaluable contribution and insights that enriched our discussions. Now, I thank our Professor and Head, Dr. Vijay Vadwan sir, for his stewardship, support and guidance. Also, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to my colleagues, Dr. Preeti Sharma ma'am, Dr. Roli Singh, and my PG student, Dr. Nidhi Yadav, all the non-teaching staff and dear students who have helped out in ironing out the minor details. I would also like to extend my gratitude to Mr. Jatin, Deepak, Sanjay and Ms. Mariam for providing the technical assistance. A heartfelt thanks to all the dear students for joining us today. Your involvement and participation have greatly added to the success of this event. Last but not the least, I would like to thank the greatest enabler, the Almighty, for blessing us through this event. Jai Hind.
We extend our sincere gratitude to all the esteemed speakers, our respected principals, and all the faculties and participants for making this session a great success. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Now I would like to request everyone to stand up in respect to our national song Vande Mataram.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Subharam, Malayaj Sheetalam, Sasya Shyamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram, Shubha Jyosna Pulakitayamini, Pullakusumita Drumadara Shobhini, Suhasini Sumadhura Bhashini, Sukhadambara